Good morning, Wisconsin. Welcome to the Huddle. Our 3-hour sprint to get you started on your day. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you from headquarters. And there's plenty to get to today on this Friday edition. Oh my goodness. Our cup runneth over. I didn't expect this a couple days removed from the Super Bowl.
It's a beautiful thing sometimes, Drew, where the sports radio gods just give you a little something, just a little bit of a taster going into what you said is a beautiful sprint to the finish line of the week into a weekend that is going to bring some thawing, some sunshine, and hopefully some beauty in this first weekend without football.
It's been a good version of February so far, weather-wise, content-wise. I'm going to stick up for February's. In the last couple of years, I feel like they've been pretty good. We always think of February as a dead period. I don't feel like it's been that way the last few years.
No, it's morphing. And next year, the Super Bowl will be on St. Valentine's Day, which is coming up. You guys got everything covered? All the bases covered for Valentine's Day?
Sure.
Maybe the most surprisingly prepared I've been. Like the most prepared that I have been. I got the present for myself. The two little guys got a little something. We got a little special. Yeah. Actually, and this is gonna be the fun one. Me and the missus are going to get our feet rubbed today.
All right,
let's go. Are you getting a pedicure, Billy?
Getting a pedicure. Yeah.
Let's go.
It's gonna be interesting.
Going to Florida.
Yeah. Bill's getting his feet rubbed. I like that.
Get my feet rubbed.
Come on now.
Pedicure, baby. I'm in.
Come on, Robert.
Although it's very funny because I leave for Mexico tomorrow.
Oh yeah, you guys are jet setting, man. Out of here.
25 hours away from Wheels Up.
Yeah.
Tacos and tequila.
Man, you guys are down the back of the dinosaur.
And my wife is like, well, I was going to get a pedicure here, but why would I pay U.S. prices? I'll get it in Mexico.
That's a good point.
In Mexico. Yes, correct. Good move.
Smart.
And I'm the guy that I was always asking the same thing when Laura's like, I'm thinking of getting him. I'm like, is this really worth that much money? Like, are you kidding? Now they do this stuff.
It is totally worth it.
Why don't you get one? Go to the middle of the ball and get one of those hydro massages. Remember those when you were a kid? Yeah. And you're like, man, that thing looks cool. It looks like they're getting wet, but they're not. You know?
And this one is I've only gone. I haven't had a pedicure in quite some time since I was in college. That was like a mandatory one that we would all do at the end of the year.
Oh, okay.
But I'll be honest, I don't, because I honestly just feel so bad. I mean, these are some of the most disgusting feet you're ever going to see. I'm not going to make any money selling pictures of these things. So, like, that's the one where I feel very, very bad for whatever gets scrubbed off of this foot of size 15.
Internet age,
to it,
when you can find anything and you can be grossed out by stuff. And there's, remember the Faces of Death videos? You guys probably too young for those. But that was
1,000 Ways to Die on Spike TV. That was always on in the house.
I didn't watch that.
You want the gnarliest thing I can think of that would ruin people's breakfast is like Google up Shaq's feet. Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, they were bad.
He's been pictured, and he has got the gnarliest hammer toe. It's
one toe's looking over here.
It's an alien. It looks like something out of Alien versus Predator. Shaq's feet,
like the Larry McCarran. Like, and the thing is,
I know there are some people that are into that particular appendage,
like hammer toe fetishes,
and people are into that, all kinds of things that we've talked about. But Shaq's feet is the gnarliest. So you just think about it, like, could be worse. You could be doing Shaquille O'Neal.
Could be worse.
But I always think too, like, if you're going there thinking about that, they've seen worse. They've always seen worse.
They don't even care.
And they chose this life. They chose this profession. They don't even notice.
Nope, they don't even notice.
Okay,
I like that. I think so. Yes,
maybe circumstances push them into it, but it's part of it. Like they deal with it all day. Feet all day, no big deal. So, they're going to take that pumice stone to your toes, man, and they're going to be going to town.
But then this also goes into, like, kind of when, and Drew, we've wondered this and bantered about it, and Armen's talked about this now that he's a homeowner, obviously a condo owner. There's going to be people coming in to do some more. But then I struggle to be talking to.
What do you talk about? That's my problem.
I struggle to look somebody in the eye and have a genuine conversation while they have a stone just grating like a cheese grater onto my heel.
Well, that's why I think
you'll be able to talk to your wife then.
Oh, that's fair.
Your wife.
Good point. Yes.
I think it's actually going to be tougher for her because, I think you're in the unique position, Billy, to handle it well, because I'm the type of guy that I can't handle silence sometimes, and I need to have the convo, and it's just going to be annoying for the guy, the plumber, the guy fixing your fridge, which just wants to get to work. But in this situation, Billy, I know you're the type of guy that has multiple podcasts, interviews on Dan Patch, everything queued up. Like, you're ready to watch stuff on your phone. You're ready to watch it,
That's true. I can't embrace the silence a little bit better than you.
You're ready to watch, like, Calgary Sports Radio, listen to Calgary Sports Radio on the iHeart. I know you. You've always got things holstered up, ready to listen
A
to.
couple of good ones too.
So
Here's
you're
the thing,
good.
though. Here's the thing. Billy is a sports nerd in the present tense. Armen's watching the
In the past.
1993 Eastern Conference Finals.
Some of it, yeah.
That's why I
Billy's,
think-
Billy's
that's why I
living in the now.
That's why I think our synergy works, guys.
That's
I
why.
really do.
Yeah.
Well,
so true.
All right, but there are a few things I evangelize for on these here airwaves and interwebs, and I would say the Blackstone Grill, having a bidet, at least one in house, if not in every bathroom.
Game
That's a increasingly popular term.
And
then
and easier to install than you would think.
reasonably semi-regular pedicures for dudes, even though I am anti-sandal for dudes.
Sure.
No one wants to see those toes. Cover them up unless you're at the beach in flip-flops.
famous take. You didn't like the
I wear the
flap
slides
around
with the
building.
socks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Our
They're not
former
comfortable.
coworker, Josh, used to thwap
That
wearing
was
this.
Josh.
It's like, dude, come on. This is a professional office. We're trying to do a professional radio show here. And what are you doing with bare feet?
Yeah. Now and the thing is, once I learned the croc life, where you can have that freedom,
Yes, and covered.
and covered toes.
Right.
What a liberating moment that
Exactly.
was, because it's like, listen, we're going to be professional. However, built for comfort and speed. You find the more and more that you try to clean up, and a little self-care is what they're talking about. They're talking about staying grounded. I don't know. Maybe I clean up my toes and I start going out every morning Mac Hollinsing it and just start
There you
walking
go.
barefoot.
There you go.
You could try that. It doesn't sound
Or like a lot of
comfortable,
people
but you could.
walking around casinos in Vegas late at night.
Apparently,
gosh.
yeah. Apparently walking
As
around.
we've seen from one of our correspondents.
I hate to do this because I love
Shoes off is
Potawatomi.
a wild
I
idea.
love Potawatomi Sportsbook, but old guy took his. Now I'm at the kiosk. At the kiosk. This was like months ago. It was probably during the summer. Now he did have socks on, but he took his shoes off, slid them out. It was more like the loafers kind of, to get in his his socked feet while making his selections. I understand we all get comfortable at home, aka Potawatomi Sportsbook, but keep your shoes on, man, at the kiosks, okay?
Please do.
Come on now.
Everywhere.
And then we don't have to get into the guys in the plane, which you'll probably encounter some tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
People
That
take their shoes
flip-flops
off.
on the plane and stuff like that.
Yeah, we gotta lock that up. That
Lock it up.
That gets
But
locked up.
I mean,
All
bon
right.
voyage to both you guys. Just give us a couple
Indeed.
hours.
Well,
will ya?
Billy's still doing the
That'll-
show. And
Yeah,
Billy's
that's true. Billy's
And
not running from the grind.
I'm going to tell you that, there's a couple things happening that I got going. And by the way, it's Friday the 13th. This makes me think of Dobie Maxwell.
Mhm.
He had a
Always.
character, Mr. Lucky, for a long time. And, this is his favorite day of the year, like Friday the 13th, because he thinks that everybody else, dreads it and thinks about bad luck. Dobie thinks, well, my luck is bad 364 days a year.
Right.
This is the
This
day
is
I
the
can
day that
claim.
I can get lucky.
as
That's an amazing
my
perspective. I love his
reverse
perspective.
psychology.
Yeah.
So it's Friday. So we're going into Valentine's Day, so we can think, hearts and candy, and I think, all that stuff. And Billy and I are going to warmer climes, though Billy's going to soldier through and do the show.
Fired up for
That's
it,
going
yes.
to be amazing. I
Mhm.
hope. I'm sure the lads will make appearances occasionally. You'll hear them.
Yeah, potentially. Unwelcomed, but they definitely will be. They'll definitely
I
find
know
their
they
way
will.
on there. Yeah.
I know they will be. But we buried the lead today as we're 10 minutes into the show,
Oh my goodness.
and we've not mentioned that Armen is a TV star.
Come on now. How about it?
Come on.
Come
Let's
on
go.
now. How about it?
Let's go, baby.
Armen and Hunter Baumgart.
And Hunter, yeah.
Representing Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin on the Spectrum News Roundtable with Dennis Krause.
Yeah, we were about to wrap up, and I said, no, we need to get a picture. Let's.
Picture of you guys in ties.
I
It
need
was
to get the
amazing.
picture. Oh yeah, I mean, when you go on the Dennis Krause Roundtable, you make sure to.
You got to knot up. It
make
used to
sure
be
to
just
have that.
sport coats, but now it's a knot. You
Get
gotta
the
have a
knot on there. A beautiful white shirt, which you can clearly tell Armen still had from potentially a wedding in a recent past.
Absolutely, like a lot of my formal wear was repurposed from the weddings. Now, I did not. Somebody accused me of renting the suit. I did not rent that suit,
Oh no.
but I cannot confirm or deny the tags might be on it in case I need to return it.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing.
Actually, that's a new business now, but I didn't really do that. No.
That's a
That's all
rental.
there. Actually, that I think that suit was courtesy of all the credit I got at Men's Warehouse for spending so much money on tuxedo rental.
Tuxedo rentals.
Yeah, if you spend enough money, like at past $2,000, you get like a $200 gift card, which I didn't realize until I walked in there to get my tuxedo rental fitted, which is the biggest racket in America, by the way, for my 14th wedding that I stood up in. And they're like, "Oh, you got this credit." I'm like, "Wow, really? I might as well buy a new suit." And
That's phenomenal.
also during COVID, guys, because I was talking to Hunter about this because Hunter was thinking about how many ties do I have a tie and all this. I was like, Hunter, if you need a tie, let me know. Because during COVID, when nobody was going to work, there were some really wild sales on like menswear, on like all these menswear sites, and I was getting stuff for like 95% off. That was like my, that was like my pantheon.
That was your greatest moment.
That was my
You
halcyon.
pumped up the wardrobe during the
So,
See,
all this to say, I felt good in the suit yesterday, and thank you, Dennis, for having us on. Dennis Krause, of course, you guys work with him. You work with him on Packers preview. Drew,
yes,
a legend of our business, and it was an absolute pleasure and a lifelong dream to be on the round table.
It is. He makes it easy, right? You just
totally easy. It's incredibly,
and it goes fast too.
Yeah,
it goes fast. Yeah, it's the fastest 23 minutes in sports.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
We're used to the long form doing this stuff.
Yeah,
but that is
the
like
thing about TV
boom,
is
boom,
you got to
boom.
kind of edit yourself because you got to be a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I got to get
your
better
points
at that.
a little quicker.
Yeah,
it's
that
a
I'm
different.
never good at.
The speed of the game is different
Uh-huh.
television as opposed to radio.
It's like all fast break. It's fun.
Yeah, because if you talk for a minute straight on TV, that seems like an hour.
and it
It
eats
does,
up a
'cause
lot of
that's
the
how
real
it-
estate.
Yeah,
Because
and
I
that's the thing.
had to leave Hunter Runaway to talk Brewers.
It's also
obviously.
tough for the guys that have to like smile and awkwardly look like either at you or the camera, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's even more of the
Yeah.
tough part of this.
Yeah.
Those
The
panel
mixtape.
things, you don't even think about the camera. You just look at
Eyes
Dennis.
right at him,
Look
go
at
at
Dennis.
him.
They'll find you.
It was
That is
great. It was a great thing to do, and it was a great experience, and obviously a lot of fun. You tell mom and dad you're going to be on TV. Of course, my dad was like interested in like if Leroy was going to be on. I was like,
of
no,
course.
he's on a different one.
No, that's
but
why
I'll be-
you're in. It's because
Yeah.
he's not.
I'm here.
There's nothing
Leroy
wrong
on?
with being the
Yeah,
B
it's the week
squad.
after Super Bowl. Where
B
the
squad bombers
Yeah,
there.
no doubt.
You're playing a split squad game in Peoria or
Right.
surprise.
I think you,
It's
the
all
first
right.
week.
and I believe you two are making an appearance at some point soon.
At some point,
Yeah,
yes.
sure.
I haven't been on the roundtable for a long time because my previous afternoon shift coincided
Of course.
with the
Right in the
taping.
time. Yeah. no
And
doubt.
Dennis, like at one point, he texted me to apologize. He's like, "Hey, I haven't forgotten about you. I'd love to have you on, but I know that your radio shows at the same time that we tape." I'm like, "Dude,
They
I'm
are
not
kinda
offended.
working.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I have a previous engagement. That's fine, no problem." But I look forward to chopping up with Billy on there. We will represent. But thank you guys for representing Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin and the Huddle.
Indeed.
Great job.
I
Great
did-
job.
I haven't watched it yet, but I hope to. I mean, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
just
it was
actually going
great.
to run it all
See some
weekend
good
long.
clips.
Yeah.
Let's see
Well,
some
we
good
got
clips.
and the thing is, William Contreras agreement just popped right before we went on, so that was
That's
nice
huge.
to
Huge.
talk
Wild
about a
Bill
little bit.
back with an option for another year
Yeah, that
to
was
avoid
interesting.
the arbitration crap and all the other stuff.
And this one looks like a little bit more of a real option that they could pick up, right? Like if I read the last one, it was some like $18 million, a wild option that they would have picked up for this year to send him right back in as kind of a protection deal. It's nice to be able to make sure that you're not going to have anybody sitting into a arbitration room having to tell them why they're not maybe
Yeah.
the most valuable
a lot
player
of
on your
people
team.
were getting Corbin Burns vibes when
Sure.
they exchange figures. Like, what are they doing? Trying to screw one of their best players? Like, no, it's not. That's not how it works, man. It's not only just the Brewers; it's the entire industry. We've
Cool.
talked about this. It's like you got to set the figure where you think the figure should be, and he made out okay.
And I think sometimes it definitely does. Depends on the person, right? Like that becomes
Yes.
a people deal.
It
And
really does.
if anybody, I think, can
Man.
bounce back from just about anything, and also while this is all going on, have like a major life decision of getting engaged
How
to
about
one of your
that?
best friend's sisters.
Yeah.
I think William Contreras is gonna be okay figuring it out.
Those family gatherings are going to be lit.
That,
Oh my
too
gosh.
much
That
fun.
Can you
wedding's
imagine
gonna
the
be
party?
unbelievable.
Can you
The
imagine?
wedding.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that wedding's going to be
Imagine the
unbelievable.
party limo, the party bus
Oh.
from like the reception to
Gonna
the
be
church.
insane.
You
With
want to talk
Willie
about
on
an
there.
exciting moment? That
Yeah.
was when I told young Carson that two of his favorite players were going to be brothers.
That's so cool.
Legitimate, bro. Oh my God, he's still figuring it out. Can't fully understand because mommy is still mommy.
Yes.
But we're working it out on the explanation as to how they're actually going
and
to
who's going to be the
Well,
wedding party? That's what I keep saying.
Well, Carson knows like who his uncles are and stuff. You can kind of play that
Yeah, we're trying to
game.
move around. And go, yeah, my mommy, yeah.
Mommy.
Nanny, not mommy's mommy.
No.
I'm not mommy.
Now, so the option is for 14 and a half. Is that right? 14?
After 9.5 this year.
Yeah. So it was interesting because I first saw that and I'm like, oh, this could turn out to be even a deal if William has a monster year or beneficial. And then Hunter kind of thought, wow, that's higher than I thought. So I was curious on what you guys thought, if you guys were surprised by that number. I initially wasn't because I thought, well, if Williams having his best year, he's one of the MVP candidates,
He was hurt a lot last year.
Yeah.
And that was going to depress. And that's, again, back to the great Doug Melvin said, the thing about arbitration is it makes you hate your own player. Right. You have to go in there with a binder the size of the New York phone book
and litigate against them.
And you have to say why he sucks and why, he was hurt. Look at his batting average and look what he did in this stretch, in this key stretch of the season when he just fell off the map.
Right.
And you have to list all that stuff and the player has to sit there. Well, if he chooses to, he has to sit there and listen to it. about what his employers actually think.
Yeah, and that can be a frosty moment coming back. The good thing also, I mean, like you look at it in terms of the highest paid catchers in baseball, he's going to get himself right into where I think he should be. He should probably be higher than 8 in all of baseball, but he's at least in the top 10. He'll definitely be in the top 5 next year with that 14 million, and he's going to make a nice sizable coin.
And free agency looms, and that, maybe that 14 and a half, the Brewers will end up not paying it.
Yeah.
Jefferson Caro is ready to go. Sure. And
he was one of the guys, Drew, that I had wondered. And again, maybe this is just a false hope for starting to forecast as who could possibly get the next extension out of the group that you just watched, right? Obviously Churio gets it, but he's on a different timeline, right? He's kind of in his own class.
Oh yeah.
Contreras felt like one that you would be interested in possibly offering the money because the numbers at a catcher spot are so much lower. His bat is still so valuable, and you can't tell me you can't see first base potentially in his
That's
future.
The thing is you have to project his next position. Could he play first base? Mm-hmm. Could he be serviceable over there? Because then you just figure catchers with the wear and tear, and he catches a lot of innings, a lot of games, man. And there's a lot of chances for foul tips and just beat up in the wear and tear. Not everybody is Pudge Rodriguez and can play forever.
No, or Armen's boy Yachty.
Or Yachty. Yeah, they got to give those guys props. Those guys that play behind the dish forever. It's like not everybody can do that and stay healthy and productive.
I learned it with one of my favorites and one of the great American athletes, Joe Mauer, where all of a sudden you're like, his body's going to be broken. Like he can't sit back there that long, even though the value will be different. The number might be a little bit more digestible, but for the offensive year he had last year, you're right. It definitely moved the number down a little bit. I'd be interested to see if they could buy out 1 to 2 years of his free agency if they made him some kind of 3 or a 4 year offer at some point during the season.
Because the market's interesting. We don't know what the labor situation is going to be.
Yeah.
But the market's interesting for catchers always because you could perform, but teams might these days say, well, you're going to break down. We don't want to invest in you. So you never know what kind of deals offers he'll get.
What does Real Muto make? I mean,
Real Muto is by far the highest. He just re-upped 23 million. Salvi Perez 20 and a half.
What about the kid from the LA, the Dodgers kid?
Will Smith 14 million.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why
that's where I thought that's not crazy.
That's why I didn't think this was an outlandish number for an option because if William plays into that, he's definitely one of those top 5 guys.
Because the baseline for him, if healthy, is you expect him to be in the All-Star conversation, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So he was hurt a lot last year.
Cal Raleigh just signed a big extension. And now, obviously, different player, but his extension was 6 years, $105 million.
Yeah, and there's a guy that DH all over him.
DH all over. So I mean, like, I don't think he's going to get $25 million in any years. That's what Raleigh's next 3 will be. But I think it'd be an interesting conversation. It'll be fun.
So we've got plenty to unpack for you today on the Friday edition of the Huddle. This is the day that our show goes international.
Beautiful. Yes.
Kappa Kate Sutton, our sorority sports report with Kappa Kate, making the move over here to the Huddle, but she is live from Milan. She's going to our Olympics correspondent. She's attended a bunch of events already, and it's going to be fun to catch up with Kate, who is enjoying her second semester of junior year abroad.
I can't imagine she's having any fun. That's got to be a miserable time.
If you don't know, Kate's mom is our good friend Stephanie Sutton from WISN 12.
One of Milwaukee sports moms.
No doubt.
Yes.
And she was telling me, because we was like, I don't want to impinge on Kate's studies or her social thing or anything. She's like, it's okay. She's got this figured out. She's got classes. She's taking 3 classes this semester, and they're Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Let's go.
So that she can go travel around Europe. But why
smart.
Travel around when you got the Olympics in your backyard?
Mm-hmm. I'll be traveling here, there, and everywhere.
Can't wait to catch up with Kappa Kate. That's going to be a highlight. Dolph will be in, and then the great Matt Lepay, the voice of the Badgers, big stripe out game tonight at the Kohl Center.
Massive one. And guys, also massive news. Apparently, as it's trending on Twitter right at the top of today's news, the Milwaukee Bucks defeated the LA Lakers last night. Close.
I love when they get that stuff. I love when they gets it wrong because
but might have been even better.
They beat the defending champs.
The closer we get to AI taking over, I do like when they get it wrong.
I love it.
The Usman Zheng revenge tour.
Come on now. It's on.
We got so much to get to, including when we come back, how I've got 2 things coming up in the next 24 hours or so that hit me that maybe not the smartest decisions. One I had a big hand in, and one was beyond my control. And I'm pissed about both of them. I've got some residual anger. I've got some issues. We're going to talk about that. It's Friday the 13th. It's the Valentine's weekend. We'll get into that as well. Buckle up, get yourself a comfortable chair and a cold or hot beverage of your choice, and enjoy the morning with us. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
comes Jack Hughes. Hughes dropping it back off the quick behind the back pass. He can jump. Back to Jack Hughes. Nelson, score! Wow!
Kenny Albert going to the bathroom here? He's laying out.
An absolute thing of beauty for the red, white, and blue.
Yeah, I thought there'd be more from in there. I guess.
USA. The Orthodox Latvians crushed yesterday.
Thank you for making that reference.
How do you not?
Because you
right?
would know, and Billy. See, I don't think Billy would, but
No, I don't.
The Latvian
it's
Orthodox.
when George Costanza converted to Latvian Orthodox to try and get a girl.
Did it work?
No, she wanted to.
It was
She wasn't ready for something
complicated.
serious. He
it was
converted,
complicated. He converted to the religion of Latvian Orthodox.
and then Kramer got a nun to fall in love with him and leave the church.
Because he had the Kavorka.
Poor guy.
877-794-1973.
Nice
Friday
start.
edition of the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison. Of course, everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, streaming live on the Facebook, YouTube, and X for those of you early risers. All right. So
Nice start for the USA men, though.
It was.
yesterday in their quest for gold.
they're rolling. They were rolling pretty good. I had that on yesterday while I took a huge project on yesterday, and I'm ahead of the game. I'm going on vacation tomorrow, but I did the spring weeding of the closet.
Oh,
Let's go.
big work,
Two
yeah.
contractor bags full of clothes and I was ruthless. I Marie Kondoed that crap.
Marie
yesterday.
Kondo method. Yeah.
It's like, man, I bought this shirt. I've worn it twice and I've not gotten rid of it because I didn't get my money out of it yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm never going to wear it. I'm throwing it in the bin.
I'm really bad at that.
So
Bad
bad
at that.
So
So
I'm-
bad.
I
'cause
mean,
my-
this is from high school.
Yeah. So now it's like anytime you get clothes, you got to throw something away, right? Because you hoard stuff.
Mhm.
Oh, someday that'll fit.
But that's
It
the
ends up turning
yeah.
into the NFL yearbook or rule book because every single year you throw 5 or 6 new rules into it, but you never cut a couple of them out.
I did that yesterday. I undertook and I had the game on throughout the game. It was like a whole 6-hour, 7-hour project of just weeding through stuff, trying everything on. And then I was like, I got rid of some stuff that I really like.
Which is very
being
tough,
ruthless.
especially if you have an emotional connection with it.
Yes.
Like a memory associated, or for me, a memory associated with the deal that
See,
I
but
got.
you have
the
way
deal.
too many good memories. That's the thing. Like you just
I
make
guess.
everything the best memory in the world, and that's why it's harder to forget about that memory.
But that's the Marie Kondo method where you're supposed to take every piece of clothing and say, does it bring me joy?
Does it spark joy?
And if it doesn't,
If it
you
doesn't
just
spark
get rid
joy,
of it.
I like
you
that.
thank it and you thank it. I'd say it sparked joy when I bought it because I got the deal.
Sure.
And it's
Right.
like now I get no joy from it, and I'm going to pass it on. Someone else can get joy from it, and you thank the garment. Thank you for your service to me, and then put it in the bin and get rid of it.
And then,
Take it out back.
and then
So-
the person that picks it up from the thrift store will get joy from getting a great find.
Exactly.
sure.
You know?
The best thing is, I did this a couple of months ago, right before football season, actually. And my wife was out of town, so I took a couple of hours and threw everything down. And then I realized that it took me about 4 weeks to actually take those bags to Goodwill.
Oh, boy.
That's the next part.
That's the next
step.
part.
I'll
next
do
step
that.
of actually executing that.
That's going to
It's just,
happen today.
What on earth are we doing with these
then,
bags?
Like, how many hoodies do you need, or how many? Like, I had a couple of
Right.
repeats. Like, you have,
Oh,
I
sure.
have the same shirt. I have
But
like
see, there are
two
people-
variations of the same shirt.
There are people out there that do keep stuff, and you never know when it'll come in handy. Like one day you're listening to the radio, and the dude really wants a 1998 Nagano Olympics jacket.
Yeah,
That's
that's
fair.
true.
Yes.
You know?
And then Vegas Pete sends it over.
yeah.
Yeah, and there was 1 or 2 items that still had tags on them, right? And I'm like, I'm never gonna wear this. Get
Yeah,
rid of
it's
it. It
tough.
was a good deal. It was cheap, but that doesn't mean it was good. And the thing is, my closet is still pretty full,
Oh, yeah, always is.
but it's just not stuffed like Costanza's wallet, to use another Seinfeld reference. It's not stuffed. It's just it's full. Like it's and I got rid of a ton of stuff. And how many hoodies can you wear? How much? And this is sentimental. No, pitch it.
Not as
Got
much,
rid of it.
no.
So that was my project yesterday while the hockey game was on. So I did get to watch a bunch of the Olympics. Now, a couple of things going on in my corner of the universe, aside from that and the trip that I'm taking to Goodwill as I'm leaving for Mexico tomorrow. One of these things is my fault completely because of a complete lack of awareness and smarts. And the other one is not of my making. This afternoon, one of the last things the boxes I have to check today before I hit the road is I have a physical. And my physical today is at 4:00 in the afternoon.
So you're going to wait all day for it, basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I had scheduled it to be at 9:00 right after our show. And you
Smart.
know what you have to do before a physical? You have
Fast?
to study. No, you're supposed to fast.
Oh,
like
yeah.
8 hours at least, right?
Mhm.
So I thought, all right, well, I'll just, won't eat anything or drink anything other than water during the show, and then I'll go in. But a couple weeks ago, they called me and, your doctor's not going to be available during the time that you set for a year.
Good
Because
Lord.
every year when I have my physical at this time of year, it's usually I do it right second week of January. And I want to start the year with knowing how your health is going.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I make the appointment for the next year. And then I got the notification like right around New Year's, like, your doctor's going to be out of town. Then we'll have to reschedule for the 13th, which is a Friday at 4:00. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. Then I'm like, wait a minute, 4:00. Who does a physical at 4:00? And if I have to be fasted from 8 a.m. until 4,
That's the tough. You
tough
can't
deal,
eat
yeah.
now.
It's
for
tough
the blood
deal.
work that I'm going to need. And
Yeah.
then I'm driving in rush hour. And it's like the whole thing's going to be a pain in the ass. That's not my fault. That's one of the things I've got.
Yeah, that's a brutal deal.
The other one is just
Tough break.
as I was driving in, I heard mention and I realized that Monday, the first day of my vacation, and I put in for 5 days of vacation. Monday's
President's Day, baby.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
So it was a great move on my part to take vacation, but I burned a vacation day on President's Day and I got to claw back because it's off.
Yeah, well, luckily there's
You're working and you guys will get
Yeah.
like a comp day for it.
Yeah, but can't you just take it out of the little system and
Well,
say,
luckily there's
oh,
so many
I
people
don't know
that will
because
help them.
it was already approved, so I don't know if I can claw it back officially.
It
But
looks
at some
shady.
point. I'm just going to take a day and say, "Well, you owe me
Yeah,
one."
for sure. Well, listen, I think you just write it on a
But
piece of paper and hand it to the boss.
It was
Say
dumb
that
of me
I owe
not
you.
to. No wonder it got approved so fast.
You know,
This
listen,
jackass
listen.
put
at
it for
least-
a day when he didn't need to.
At least you know the boss will remember you're gone, though.
That's fair.
There's
Yeah.
one time I hate to do this. So why am I doing this? Because I'm not trying to like step on it. Okay, for my honeymoon, I was gone, but one of the days was a company holiday, so I didn't put the vacation day
no,
down.
you
So
don't.
I showed up on the schedule for that day.
Oh,
I'm like, no, I'm still gone.
I'm still gone.
I'm not available in the middle of my honeymoon.
Yeah, I
It's
suppose
kinda-
that is
Coming back for
I
this
think we
Wednesday.
got to
suppose
figure it out, but it was
technically
really
that
odd.
is good. But yeah, it's
No,
a
you're-
company holiday. So, but company holidays mean nothing to us. We work all the time.
We work
I was
all the
gonna
time, so we don't
say,
think
yeah.
about
work
we
Black
don't think about
Friday,
what
we
days.
we work a lot of days.
I
right?
was thinking, like, I love George Washington. All right, I understand why his birthday is a federal holiday, but shouldn't the Super Bowl also be a federal holiday? Super Bowl Monday, I should say. Like, I was just thinking about this, because we just got
Will
the
that
Super
happen
Bowl.
next year?
Super Bowl Monday is as important to Americans as George Washington's birthday, at least as important. I would say it's more for a lot of them. Now, this is not like a history, and this is not an anti-George Washington take.
Your dream is coming to fruition next year.
Really? That's happening? It's a federal holiday?
Well, yeah, because
No, not
Super Bowl Sunday
Monday.
is
It's
Valentine's
lines up with
Day,
President's
I know.
and the Monday
Okay.
after is President's Day.
So that's a schedule quirk. though.
But we're not going to get off. We have to talk about this.
I don't mean us. I mean for regular
Yeah, for
Americans.
regular
that are-
civilians.
Like, obviously, we have a job and a service to provide. I understand that. We're, we don't get those advantages. We're blue collar. They're talking about the 4-day work week. I'm like, that would never affect us, right?
Well.
We're going to be here every day, like on every 5 days of the week.
Yeah, 'cause
Some.
it depends. 'Cause some people might work Monday, some people might work Friday.
Find a new job. if you
I
wanna
think
work.
Billy's
Yeah,
wondering
there
when I'm breaking bad. It's not an anti-blue
All right,
collar.
so
No, I don't love you trying to take a shot at George
no,
Washington.
I was
here
no shots
in the midst of the 250th anniversary of the great
No.
country of America.
He was very important, but I'm saying do everyday Americans see the boys at Valley Forge were in bad shape before he arrived. He saved that army.
Yeah, and I think now again, we love the Super Bowl.
Yes, we love it.
How many people are in America?
What do we got?
350,
350
million?
million?
Yeah, 350.
120. You're going to tell me that it's over a third of the people in the country
Wow.
care about George Washington and Abraham Lincoln's birthdays?
I
Armen
didn't say
Sarian?
Lincoln. I didn't say
You
Lincoln.
Well, that's what President's Day is about.
Well, I think Washington's birthday
that's why they met it together.
is a different one, though. Is my unless I'm wrong. Honestly,
It's
I have to go
President's
look.
Day.
That's why they met it together with President's Day.
So,
I just like if Canada can have Boxing Day, we can have Super Bowl Day.
So now when you do plan your vacations, and especially for civilians who don't have to work on those holidays, you do work it that way because you game the system. I'll take 4 days here and
Sure.
you're
Oh,
stealing
sure.
a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt about it.
So that was my idiocy. So physical, I have to shut down, and Billy brought in some sinkers today.
Yeah, it's a bad move by me now.
Oh man.
Tough.
Oh, I think I'll eat one because it's like as long as I'm in the 8-hour fasting.
Oh, that's
window.
fair. Right
actually,
before.
actually, this turned out well for you.
Yeah.
And my blood work comes after the physical usually. So 4:00 is the kickoff for the
Sure.
physical, and then if I go down to the lab and do the quick blood draw,
That's true.
I got an extra hour to to squeeze in some food.
So you guys are gonna laugh. So that's important for me to do. The physical,
right? When's last time? Oh,
I don't know that I've had the physical sense like they required it for sports.
I was gonna say,
Billy,
since college football?
I don't know that I've done it since the
William.
Walgreens physical where they're like, listen, we can get you in. We can get you in on Saturday.
Well,
I love my physical because my doctor listens to sports radio, so he likes talking to me about it. And he's got like a lot of Lynn Dickey stuff in the office.
My guy does not.
Armen's doing a show.
My guy does not exude any interest and doesn't care what I do. It's
Right.
just like he just wants to get through it.
So you guys talking about DVOA when you cough?
Really.
Yeah, I know, right?
My physical
the
usually
EPA of this Packers offense. It's wild right now.
I would say my physical is shorter than considerably shorter. It's probably half the time of your average oil change.
Nice. Okay.
not too
It's like
bad.
in and out in like 10 minutes. How's everything? Look good. All right. Yeah.
You feeling
Everything
okay?
sounds good.
Yeah,
Feeling
you
okay?
feeling
Yep,
good?
good.
Yeah.
See you in a year.
Yeah, I should do that.
But you guys, man, come on. Like,
I should do
James Vanderbeek's not a wake-up call to get you. You guys got to start getting colonoscopies earlier.
It's important
Yeah.
for men's health.
Your
Absolutely.
generation is
Get a doctor.
a shocking rise in
It
colon
is.
cancer.
We talk about men's health every day.
Yes,
on
we
this
do.
show. So
Game Day Men's Health. Visited him yesterday.
it's
I should
awesome.
find a doctor. That's what I should
But
do.
you
Yes.
should. Yes,
Yeah,
you
I should.
absolutely
Yes, I
should.
definitely should.
Especially with your
The
boys
tough
and
thing
stuff.
though, once your doctor retires, it's a weird it's like guys meeting new friends
It's a
later into
relationship.
life.
I
It
know.
is true.
I know.
And dudes don't necessarily go out and say, I need to find
But-
new friends. You don't all of a sudden run into somebody and say, hey man, can I have your number? It was fun talking to you. Maybe we should go hang out
Unlike
again.
Armen, though, my interaction with the guy is like 10 minutes a year. Like he doesn't remember anything. He looks at the chart and like, what allegiance do I have to this guy? That's
That's true. I guess I am thinking that maybe I'm gonna do a show.
You're,
like
you're
Armen.
thinking of like maybe growing up, your pediatrician was the same guy.
That's the thing. I got to
Right.
find this out. I got to
That's
have.
true.
They always say it's primary. So I think if I'm going to put somebody as my primary contact, I'd
Yeah.
like to know a little something.
Well, you can do your research.
And we do assume that, like,
There's Rate My Professor. There's Rate My Doctor.
Yeah,
You go on, you get to
RateMyDoctor.com.
check his Yelp reviews. He's
Okay.
got good Yelp reviews.
Sure, I like this. I can
Yeah.
do that.
we always assume that, when we go to the doctor, like, it's our biggest visit of the year. And also, they have so many of these every
Oh, he's
day.
doing 10 today.
They don't remember.
You know,
It's the same with the dentist, too.
Yeah.
That was the one advantage.
That
of,
I also should go to.
going to Marquette was when I needed, my childhood dentist that I had forever retired. I was like, I got to find a dentist. And I'm like, I got to know somebody that's a dentist. And I did, I'll do it for my history class back in Marquette days. So there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Works
I thought you
out.
were going to say you went to the clinic and let the students work on you.
I was thinking
That would've
about
been
it.
fun.
That was
Yes.
always a deal.
That's
you
an
could
option.
get. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's always
It's an
a deal.
option at Marquette.
So,
Yep. 877-794-1973. Hey, we haven't even talked about how about those red hot Milwaukee Bucks
Come
going
on
into
now.
the break on a little bit of a heater. Last night, is Giannis getting excited watching these guys
Got to.
play?
got to.
With,
I think there's some
Uzman.
Cam Thomas jerseys and some Uzman jerseys being sold,
Uzman, like,
maybe. Goodness.
I mean, Armen's he's having Uzman borrow flashbacks. Ooze.
That's one of the first things I thought of was when we yelled ooze. But more importantly, and you mentioned, we'll talk about it. I love that we have an excuse to not tank because we have a legitimate one, in my opinion.
I think I'm ready. I think I'm fair
Well,
saying not taking
and it's so
anymore.
funny too because the national media. And by the way, did you see Shams like warming up for the celebrity game?
I didn't see it, but I hope it's not like Portnoy.
His jumper's pretty wet. No, he looked.
No,
he
it's
can,
he's
pretty
a ball-
good.
he's a
He
ball
can play
player.
a
he
little
can
bit,
play.
Yeah.
He can play. He ain't Portnoy.
Well, he went to
can
New
play.
Trier, one of these guys.
Yeah,
so.
he can play. But the thing is, like the national media now, the teams are getting fined for tanking. Like they're fined, and
Jazz
now
the Pacers, yeah.
and now
middle
they're
for the
starting.
Jazz.
They're starting to be smoke. Like, are the Bucks slow walking Giannis in an effort to tank? Look at the way they're playing.
No way.
The last 6 games, they've played some of their best games of the season in the last week.
They wouldn't be signing players like Cam Thomas if they're trying to tank.
Exactly.
Won 4 out of 5 and 5 of their last 6. Yeah, definitely not trying
Yeah,
to
and they're
tank at
starting
this
to
point.
rebound and play with some and the way the ball moved. And that's the thing I like about Uzman is that he's a good passer.
Dude, and
He makes quick decisions. Pete Nance looks like he can play. Jericho Sims looks like a force. Like I know. Yeah. They played Orlando and then they played what's left of the Oklahoma City Thunder's championship starting lineup. But come on, it was like you take them where you can get them.
But if you just watch some of the shots that Dieng is making from the outside, not one of them look the same. Not one of them was a similar setup, and
he makes
pure to
quick
see.
decisions too. The ball doesn't bog down with him. I like
Really
what I've
nice
seen.
defender around the rim. I'm excited, man. And
Yeah,
listen,
come on.
Darvin Ham Sandwich was leading the bench yesterday, but he gave all the credit to Doc. saying he's empowering these boys, letting them play, letting them fly.
Maybe there is something there. Maybe Armen's right. Let's make the playoffs. Let's see what happens when the big fella gets back. All right, we're off and running. It is the Friday edition. Love is in the air because Valentine's Day is tomorrow. It's also my mom's birthday.
Come on now.
Gotta love the Valentine's birthday. And it's Friday the 13th, so we're going to talk about getting lucky. In a sense.
I think there's some folks that are going to get lucky tonight.
In a sense. You're listening to The Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Is DJ Armen? Is he spinning the love songs today?
All right, now come on.
I figured I'd spin love songs, but I wanted to spin some that were still decent bumps. I wasn't gonna go the full like Time Life Love collection that I used to wake up to in the middle of the night when the TV was still on.
Oh, okay.
That was an old thing, Billy. When that Time.
Oh no,
Life
I remember. I
infomercial-
didn't know if you were just queuing it up, and that's how you were going to bed back in the day.
falling asleep to it.
Yeah,
Nah.
that's how I heard that.
No,
Sorry,
it's
I
more
apologize.
likely like you had something else on, and you forgot you had the TV on, and you didn't turn it off, and then Michael Bolton's loud ass is waking me up at 3 a.m. because I figured,
Love it. Hey, the barrister and Statman Steve weighing in. Everybody watched Armen and HB4 on
Thank you, boys.
Come on now.
Spectrum Sports Roundtable with Dennis Krause.
I saw on it was a great time yesterday. I saw on X Adam and X said it was weird to see Armen in a tie. Yeah, I can understand that. You probably don't see me in a tie much. Although I do go to a lot of weddings, so it depends on what stage of life you've seen me at. But
yeah, a couple of handsome devils over there.
now, did you have to dress up in school, Billy, on game day in a tie? Was that a thing for you guys for football games?
No, jersey.
You did jersey?
Yeah, you did jersey for football. My 1 year of middle school wrestling, you'd wear a shirt and
Coach
tie.
would make us do that.
You wear a shirt and tie, but otherwise, no. It was jersey.
We did in hoops a lot.
Yeah.
Did that for basketball.
Mhm.
Yeah. So then I actually acquired some more ties than I would have ever used in high school.
The majority of my ties are actually still from high school, though, and still strikingly match some random dress from a homecoming dance.
That's exactly,
Yeah.
877-794-1973.
tie. I'm never wearing this.
Well,
That should be given
Valentine's Day.
away.
It should be a Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's fair. There you go, Drew.
There you go. Valentine's Day tomorrow. Hope everybody is ready. Now, here's the beautiful thing. My wife and I, we're leaving for Mexico tomorrow. It's
That's
my
a trip.
mom's
Yep.
birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. Already took care of that business.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't Valentine's Day. Yeah, we don't feel the need. There's no gift exchange. If we go, we're not going to go out to dinner on a crowded night. We'll go on the 3 days before or after.
Yeah.
Close enough.
My wife and I are really, really bad at taking pictures and doing anything kind of romantic. But there was the moment where we're like, you know what we should do? Give each other gifts for Valentine's Day. And then we each gave each other a gift card. I'm like, you know what? We should probably not do this. We should probably just go and find something that we'd enjoy doing instead.
Let's go get that dishwasher we need.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get
100%.
something for both of us. Otherwise,
Get
it's
something
like,
And by
the
that, let's go
house.
to the Potawatomi Casino.
right, something we'll both enjoy. Otherwise, it's like, I got you flowers and this
But
balloon. She's
I
like,
mean-
why'd you spend the money? Well, I didn't want to not be it. And it's like, if I
I
waited,
told you not to get me anything.
yeah, but see, if I go February 15th, as you guys know, I like to do, to pick and save when they're discounted, there's hella discounts. I'm like, well, what difference does it make
All
what
kinds
day
of
you get it?
flowers then.
Like, well, don't tell me, Armen, you got a discount. I'm like, why? That's
No,
the
that's
true
the
love.
part of the story. That's
Yeah.
a part of the present, Laura.
But
I
I'm
got you
definitely-
this beautiful thing, and we saved money.
I'm gonna get one of those ultra huge balloons because my daughter will love it. That's gonna work.
Ooh, I
out.
like that
That-
one.
that- she'll go crazy with that.
We had the little my wife got the little exo balloons for the little photo shoot with the little guys. If you need those, we have those. They're not popped.
Okay, you guys can have them. I'm not gonna take your balloons.
We're not gonna use them anymore.
No, yeah, you're
You
done.
get them for a deal.
That's
We're
it.
leaving town. Might as
You
well
sell
use them.
those on Marketplace.
Or best
Well,
offer.
Yeah.
Now that's the other thing. Back to when I told you guys I called the closet and have two like contractor bags of clothes, right? If I had any gumption, I could put those up on Poshmark or
Oh yeah.
eBay and
No
try to
shot.
sell them,
If you
take them
wanted
to
to-
resale
no
shop.
thanks.
No.
Take all that
No,
time
thanks.
to
Too
try and
much
get $5.
Yeah, too much effort. Well, some of the stuff I could get 25.
Although
maybe.
for, but
Here I found myself just sitting there scrolling on Facebook Marketplace this morning. I'm looking at all these random Brewer sweatshirts. I'm like, that looks nice. I probably have the same one. I wonder if that's worth it.
that's when you
I wonder if I can
Totally.
sell that. No,
When
that's
you-
going to take way too much time.
It's like going to rummage sales in the summer. There's something fun about just going and walking around the neighborhood rummage sale, seeing what
Find a
everyone
couple of
had.
gems.
Because I think people want to see what people had in their house more than anything.
I think
I think that's
you
it.
gotta temper your urge to spend money, especially on clothing and stuff, because I'm pretty sure that I've gone to the bougie Goodwill in my neighborhood and bought a sweater for $10 that is one that I previously owned and donated.
Exactly.
So nice I bought it twice. I'm
Look at you
pretty
boosting
sure I
the
did that.
economy, though. I
I'm
love
pretty
that.
sure I did that. It's like, I really like this sweater.
This
Like,
is awesome. How did somebody just
when I
donate
get
this?
it home, it's like, I think I donated this. I think
Ah.
this is one that I've already had. It's my own sweater that I just bought back.
So funny.
That's when you know it's bad. When all of a
That's
sudden,
bad.
Oh, I haven't seen that one in a while. Whoops.
But that was mine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost time to start thinking about flipping the wardrobe and putting the sweaters away and bringing out
Huh?
the shorts and
Speaking
the
of.
golf shirts. Billy's got the shorts on today.
Busted out the shorts today. I saw the high was sitting in the 40s. Making a run to the zoo today. So we're gonna
Great day for the zoo.
we got the shorts out. Sun's out, calf's out.
There you
So
go.
we're going not full thighs out because we're not getting that adventurous.
Skies out, thighs out. How's that?
We're not getting that adventurous. We're not getting that crazy yet.
Great day for the zoo. Great day for a car wash too. Probably if you're out there. I mean, I'm not like chilling or anything.
No question.
But it's a great day. I've been waiting for that. So
I thought you already got one.
I got one, so I beat the rush. But I know everyone else. All those suckers out there will get it. You know.
No, that's fair. We're seeing in the studio here, Drew, shot from the debut for A Road at Night last night. I'm excited to talk to Matt Lepay.
Yes.
At 7:30 about the event last night.
Yeah, huge event. We're going to talk to Matt Lepay. Coming up, we're going to talk to Kappa Kate. Kate Sutton's going to join the show live from Milan.
Ooh, class this
semester to be in Milan and Cortina for Kappa Kate. She's attended a bunch of Olympic events already. We've got FOMO. I wish I was there.
Yeah, I do too.
Never been to an Olympics.
I got to ask her how much gelato she's eating.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah. Or pasta.
That was my favorite thing.
And it's everywhere there.
Everywhere.
Italian ISIS. All right. So Kappa Kate, our sorority sports report live from the Olympics. Been waiting for this. That's coming up next. Matt Lepay at 7:30. It's the Huddle. You're enjoying on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. That's right. We are on the hour number 2, Friday edition of the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew Olson, Billy Schmid, Armen Sarian, bringing it to you from headquarters. And oh, baby, this is a special day. This is the day that the Huddle goes international.
Long distance, baby.
As we welcome back to the program our returning champion, the Sorority Sports Report with Kappa Kate Sutton, usually emanating from Madison. Today, it's from Milan. Kate.
Hi, guys.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's 1 o'clock here, and it's actually the first sunny day we've had in a very long time, so it's exciting.
Oh, my goodness.
Man, that's not right.
Day 7 of the Milan Cortina Olympics. Kate, what have you done so far? We're all so jealous. We've been watching and wondering what it's like to be in the belly of the beast for an event like this. What is it like?
Oh, it's insane. I already knew coming here that I'd be meeting a bunch of people from around the world. But I mean, when you're coming here and starting off strong during the Olympics, I am just surrounded by everyone's repping their country. I know exactly like what language to try to speak to someone to. Most of the time, though, they just start speaking to me in English. I don't really blend in at all here. But it's super cool. I mean, there's lights everywhere. They have so many pop-up stores that I've definitely gone into a few of those, and I think I'm gonna go again today and maybe buy another hat or something.
That is just so wild. So what events have you been to so far?
So I went to the opening ceremony. So there was this deal where you could do a 2-for-1 ticket if you are a student, or actually I think it was under the age of 26. So instead of paying $260, I only paid $130 to go. So my friends and I went as a large group. It was so much fun. We went to a pub beforehand, went in there. And while we were in there too, it's just the Coronas are everywhere because that's their main sponsor. So that was super fun. And then after that, I went to the women's U.S. hockey game when they played Switzerland. And that was amazing to watch because we shut them out 5-0. And I mean, all the 6 players from Madison, I mean, that's just such a cool connection that we have, at least to the school. So that was the most exciting game I think I've been to. And then I just got back from Cortina because I had a friend from high school who actually competed in luge yesterday. He broke the track record and was the first American to ever place in number 1 in luge in any race ever. He ended up in 6th, but his first run, he was in first place. It was that was the most exciting event. And honestly, I'm mourning it today. That's why I'm wearing all black. I'm like,
that's great.
Yeah.
It's like pre-gaming for the opening ceremonies.
The right way to go.
Yeah, you can get behind that.
Well, that's amazing. The thing. Kate, Armen's been trying to sell me on going in 2028 to LA. And I'm like, I'm going to be completely honest. I think I'm going to find a lot of other things to do. But now you've just sold me on the energy. So opening ceremonies, we think and we see on television, it seems like there might just be a lot of people walking around. But that was maybe one of the more electric times for the opening ceremonies because of the festivities prior to and the squad that you guys were able to roll through with. I love that.
Yes, like we had to make it as fun as we could because again, this is also the first widespread Olympics ever. So that's why it's Milan Cortina. So we're sitting there and there's the lady in silver. So every time they're calling out the country, you're supposed to walk out and all these athletes are supposed to follow. Except most countries had no athletes following them. So we're sitting in the building in Milan and we're like, where the heck are all the athletes? Well, the majority of them are in Cortina. So then you can see certain countries, if you have more people competing in the arenas, they were here in Milan. If they were in the Alps, that's where they were. So, I mean, it was still super fun to watch. But my friend Marcus, who was there, he said the Cortina opening ceremony was super fun for him because it was way more intimate. We're in an arena in Milan, so we were just high up. Thankfully, my seats were great, so I got to like watch him go out of the tunnel and everything. But back in Cortina, they were giving high fives to everyone on the street, stuff like that. Just so like you got to hang out with the athletes.
But Billy, if I may, here you're wondering about the pageantry of is it a TV event or is it something you can enjoy in person? Dude, we were just at the NFL draft, which is a guy in a suit reading names at a podium.
Right? Yes.
And we enjoyed that.
Well, no, that's the thing. That's why I'm like, if I'm going to go to something, the ceremony might be the last thing because that feels like the least.
That's right.
But the luge being the most entertaining might be my favorite part.
It is interesting that they had the second ceremony. Sorry, Kate, because it's sort of like, it's like the spring training MLB thing. It's like they're more accessible. It's a smaller environment. You know, sometimes it's a great experience to do that. It's like the summer school graduation. You know, you had the graduation, not the main event, but it's the graduation for the summer school kids, you know.
Leave it to Armen.
But people forget that there were two like that. That's
right.
an interesting tidbit.
So yeah, Kate, here you when most people go abroad, they get to know their town maybe for the first weekend or two, and then they hit the U-Rail and they start traveling around. There's no reason for you to leave right now.
No, I mean, I will say we've been doing some day trips. So my friends and I, we did do like late Saturday night through all Sunday. We went to Florence. So we got to explore that for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
That is so much different than Milan, I will say, because I feel like it's the places that a lot of students tend to go to is Barcelona, Florence, and Rome. So when we go to Florence, there's literally a study abroad bar. There were shots labeled for each of the colleges. In University of Wisconsin, I had it. I can't even remember what it was. It wasn't a very good shot, which was a little disappointing. I'm like, we're the drinking state. You guys got to represent us better. But it was, the whole Florence was still super fun. I believe on Sunday, my friends and I are planning on going to Bologna or Madonna, one of the two. But we're trying to take some day trips. But exactly, we're here. We're exploring. We're trying to there's so many fun events that are happening now. What's the reason to leave? Everyone's going to us. We don't have to go to them.
You're at the center of the universe right now. We're all watching every day. We're watching stuff that's happening by you. So Billy was asking, first of all, how good is the food? Because you go from being, you don't live in university housing anymore, so you don't have like the dorm food anymore, but you're eating ramen noodles like a college student. And now you go overseas. And that's one of the things I've been floored by when I travel is how good the food is. How good is the food in Milan?
Unreal, to the point where my bank account is sort of taking a hit. I don't know how I'm gonna.
Don't worry, Mom's watching. She's gonna help out. She already said. She already said she's gonna replenish.
I'm already starting to hit the point where I'm be like, hey, Mom and Dad, like my savings are gone because it's been 2 weeks. And I mean, I also want to go to as many Olympic events as I can while I have the opportunity to. So even now, like I'm wondering if I should just pay the money and try and go to the USA women's gold game to try and buy it because have high hopes that USA will make it there. So I mean, you're paying for that on top of the fact that I'm trying to try every restaurant around me. The pasta's incredible, the pizza's unreal, and what's super fun is, I mean, at least in my area, I did find a place that gives you a whole pizza for only €6. So that's
there's deals, deal, and they get down with the multiple courses. You know, when you go there, you don't just sit there. And you had the first, the pasta course, the second course. I know it's an experience, man. It's pretty awesome. Though.
Have we hit any of the gelato spots? Is that it become a nightly occurrence as well?
I wish honestly, that's been the joke so far. We've been eating so much pizza and pasta that we haven't really had a lot of gelato yet. But I did go to Venice because on my way to Cortina, it was actually cheaper for me to go to Venice. I had some place, if you ever go to Suso Gelato. It was probably the best ice cream I've ever had in my entire life. But I mean, that's kind of expected. We're in Italy, but yeah, no, honestly, the major, the problem that I've been having is the fact that everyone eats so late here.
It's very late.
All restaurants are closed until 7 p.m. So when you're out partying as late as most students are, because I mean, my university here has like set up student events that go until like 2-3 in the morning. So it's one of those things where all of a sudden you're waking up late, then you want to eat, and all the restaurants are now closed close after lunch. Then there's that awkward break, and then they don't open until dinner.
Man, this is awesome.
That
sounds just like the best time. Having a whole squad out there as well.
So much FOMO. Kate Sutton joining us, Kappa Kate, the Sorority Sports Report, live from Milan, where she's studying abroad. Now, let's get the studying abroad part in because we know your parents might be listening to the program.
Doing classwork.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you have class. You're taking 3 classes, and you have basically weekends free, which is a veteran move. Great work.
You know, so here's something new. I'm in an exchange program. So I'm going to an Italian university. So in America, the very norm is that you're in the same classroom, you have the same schedule, that should be set. I just came, actually, that's why I had to do a 1 o'clock, is because I just came from a 3-hour lecture that started at 8:30 a.m. and ended at noon today, because he moved it from Monday to Friday just for this week. So I have to check my schedule every week to see if my professors will change things around. So I did go, I did make it, barely, and I kind of fell asleep in the middle of it because it was family business strategies, and I mean, I can only listen to that for so long, but I mean, I'm going.
It's your fault for making it 3.5 hours. In all reality, though, Kate, you get more credit for actually going. The professor changes the date, Drew. I can't change that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm locked in. I had an appointment with the couch. I'm sorry. Like I can't cancel that one.
You had to watch biathlon and cross country skiing.
I was going to sleep in.
I can't cancel on that appointment on myself.
Too much going on.
Most important.
Yeah, the short track.
Of course, this is the one with the hardest attendance too. The second, there's like an app that essentially you have to use here that you check in every single class. That's how you record attendance. Most of my classes, thankfully, 3 out of the 4 say, if you can't make it, you can't make it. We understand you're exchange students. Try to come. Like you have to at least come to 75%. But if you get it, we get it. However, the professor this morning for the 3-hour 8:30 lecture, he's my only professor that will go through and double check that people that have checked in on the app are actually in person. And there were 6 kids that just checked in hoping he wouldn't notice. And now they're going to be sent to the dean to have to talk about attendance.
Can you imagine going to the dean in Italy, man?
I know.
I can because I would have done that. I can't tell you how many times I'm thinking he's definitely already trying to check it and see if he would.
My heart stopped because that was my plan too. I was like, if I can't make it, I'll just press the check-in and hope for the best.
Tell them you got confused by the language or something. They'll always. Is it just me or is that a little redundant though? You check it on the app to see that you're in class, but it's like then they're checking in the class. I'm like, isn't that redundant?
That's exactly what we thought. All the students are looking at each other as we're watching the names get written down. We're like, what's this guy's problem? Like, it's a Friday morning. Like, we have to get I don't know. But
it's like, come on, man.
I don't like this guy already.
Yeah.
I don't like this guy
Doesn't
already.
he know bobsleds on? Like, come on.
At all.
Doesn't he know that I just came from Cortina? Like, I need to sleep.
Yeah. Think about the people. Think about the people, Professor. Come on.
That's right.
Seriously.
So, what is it like, Kate, to attend a luge event? Because none of us have ever seen that sport live. Like, where do you position yourself to get any view at all? Like, it's a little bit like watching a marathon. I'm here in one spot and then I got to move to another spot. Yeah. Like, what is it like?
See, I actually would compare it to F1, how you get a spot and you only see it for like 0.5 seconds and then it's gone. So in luge, normally a lot of people, my friend Aubrey and I, she's from New Berlin as well. So we both met up there. And we actually were with Marcus's family while we were there and we stayed with them. So where we ended up watching was actually just at the bottom of the main area, right when you walk in and there's a big Jumbotron. That's just where we all sat and watched. And the luge went right behind us. So it was the perfect spot. So we're watching them throughout the whole race. And then you can turn around for a few seconds and watch them fly by. And then they're gone again in the tunnels. So it was definitely new for me. But if I had to compare it, I would say F1. And there were some people that were up at the starting line, up like as Aubrey and I walked all the way up the mountain, all the way down. There were people lined up all throughout all against the tunnels. But I trusted the Marcus's family who have watched this consistently. Here's the best spot to watch. And they were absolutely right. There was a huge crowd. And when Marcus won, the entire place erupted because that was their first Olympic games. They beat out guys in their first run. They beat out guys that have been luging together longer than they've been alive. So it was so exciting. Truly like once in a lifetime experience.
In the studio here, we have your mom's station on WISN 12. And the morning news, they just showed a live shot of Milan for the Olympics. And they had Jason Newton, who used to work here, who's there covering for them. And it's sunny and it looks beautiful. What's it like weather-wise? How does it compare to Wisconsin? It's 45 degrees here. Billy's in shorts today.
You better believe it. Yep.
Because it's 45. What is it like there and how cold is it? And how do you know when you're going to a luge thing? What does one wear in terms of like, being on a mountain and stuff? How do you adapt?
The weather was definitely different. Like Marcus's mom texted Aubrey and I, please make sure that you dress warm. She's like, please bring boots. I look in my closet. I only have high-heeled boots and I have sneakers because I packed as light as I could. So then I'm in a panic. And thankfully I went because I'm in Milan, fashion capital of the world. I just go right by the Duomo and I got some cheap $20 snow boots that were a size too big, but I just had to like layer up my socks. That was the smartest thing I've ever done because it was freezing in Cortina. When you're just standing out there, like I'm wearing as much as I can, but still like it was a lot colder out there. Of course, you're in the mountains and around all the snow. Here, it's honestly just been very rainy. Very cloudy, very rainy. It's been consistently like around 40, 45 degrees. Today is the nicest day that we've had so far. It's 60 degrees. It's sunny. I'm going to go on a walk after this. It's beautiful. I'm so excited.
It's interesting because I remember the Sochi Olympics. It was an issue because it wasn't getting cold enough for some of the events and the snow was not, staying on the mountains and things like that. So That's good to hear that at least mostly in the mountains it's been cold enough for the actual, the actual event.
Competition.
Yeah, the competition.
Yeah, the night we showed up, it actually started snowing a little bit as we were walking back up. But the next day, it all was melting. So, it was very bipolar out there. It was freezing when we got there, but then it was pretty. And here's the thing. When I say warm, I think it was like 32, 33 degrees outside, but still for the snow and everything, like people were saying, especially at the luge tournament, we wanted it to be colder because that means the ice is going to be thicker, stuff like that. So, I mean, really, the Winter Olympics, it comes down to a science, because I think it was one of the Olympics actually in Cortina back in the day. Maybe that's wrong, but they had a fly-in snow. They had to have an army fly in snow to one of the Winter Olympics, and I'm just grateful for Italy that they didn't have to do that here.
Now, here's the last thing for you, Kate. As you're in the center of it and you're going to events and you're just living and breathing it because it's there, you're surrounded by the Olympics. Are you watching anything on television? Like, are you watching the Italian feed? Yeah. Are you watching like events like just while you're studying or something, or while you're at a bar? Is it on? Is it inescapable? Are you consuming it the way we are watching on TV?
I was a little shocked that there weren't more like Jumbotron showing stuff, because here's the issue. I mean, the arena and both of the arenas, in order to get to the opening ceremony or to get to the hockey arena, you had to go an hour outside in opposite directions of the main city center. So when I went out closer to the arenas, it was everywhere. All the TVs were up, all the bars had stuff going on. In Milan, they're playing stuff, but honestly, it's been a little bit quieter. When I say quieter, I just mean like it's not like the
business as usual, right? Because it's a huge city.
Yeah, it's a huge city. So honestly, I'm also maybe not even seeing the right spots or areas. I mean, I'm surrounded by university, and I feel like a lot of the kids are enjoying themselves, but not as invested as I think a lot of other people are.
There's a lot of people that care more about fashion than the Olympics.
I was going to say,
it is the fashion
architecture all over the place.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. So if we have to ballpark, you can stereotype first. What country, the students that you've encountered, are the most fun outside of us, of course, the USA?
US wins.
Who's the most fun to hang with, to run with?
Ireland. The Irish guys, they know how to drink. So we had a pub crawl for my school one night, and that's how we met them all. And that was one heck of a night, because they're talking in their thick Irish accents. I could barely understand what they were saying.
Hilarious.
But I couldn't stop laughing because I thought it was a joke. It was they're the most fun. But a lot of the friends I've made, I have a really good friend from Singapore. I have a friend from friends from Italy. I have friends from France, and I just found a new friend from Spain, actually. But a lot of other people from the U.S. just scattered, like Texas, Virginia, Washington, all that.
Was studying abroad always part of your plan, Kate? Because it seems like you've had it down to a science right out of the gates, not only from just the planning of the country and the timing of it.
The planets of
Let me tell you, it was my dream to study abroad. I honestly didn't think I'd be able to, because I mean, as a lot of people know, study abroad programs are quite expensive. So I was thinking maybe I save up, I just travel afterwards. But this exchange program I'm a part of is almost like the gateway. It's the cheat code, because if you get into the exchange programs, all you're paying is your same tuition that you would be paying to go to the University of Wisconsin instead. So great. I am all by myself out here. So it's been a little scary. I had to fill out my permit. I had to go meet with the Italian government. I had to get a tax code. I had to do everything myself, when I have a few friends that are in this IES program that get everything handed to them. But that program, again, it depends on what you're looking for and what experience that you want to have. But this exchange program really gave me that opportunity to actually come out here. And I didn't even know that the Olympics were going to be here during that time. I wanted pasta, gelato, and pizza. And I go, if I'm going to study abroad, I want to go to Italy.
There you go. What a winner.
Sounds like
I'm so jealous. Golly. Kate, keep enjoy. Take big bites. Think of Billy when you get your gelato. And we hope to get another report for you maybe at the back end of the Olympics, maybe when you go to the closing ceremonies.
That would be fun.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Kate.
Thanks, Kate.
Get out there and enjoy Milan. You bet. The Sorority Sports Report, Kappa Kate Sutton, a University of Wisconsin student who's been joining us for a while now.
What a fantastic experience, too. To be able to go there and experience different cultures.
The one thing is, she's enjoying life right now, but we were talking about it before she left. Like, what if the Badgers go on a Final Four run and you're overseas?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Then she'll have FOMO the reverse way.
Yeah, you always have FOMO.
But other than that, no, not much. When we come back, Dolph is going to join us from the country station down the hall, our halftime correspondent. It's halftime of our final show of the week, my final show before vacation.
Come on now.
It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Wild time.
He probably knew why.
It's halftime on the Huddle. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you, joined by our halftime correspondent, Scott Dolphin from the country station down the hall. Oh, don't mind those donuts. Help yourself.
Oh, my God.
Come on now.
Right here.
This is just cruel, Drew. I walk in here and there's a box of donuts.
If you want to hit the sinker, you got to eat the sinker first.
Come on now.
Now I have to wait, 15, 20 minutes before I can grab one.
If you've ever done remotes at restaurants and stuff, it is the first law of radio is that you'll just start a segment and they'll drop the food in front of you.
Right, that's the thing.
then.
And it's
And you have
terrible.
15 minutes to stare at it longingly.
It's why my favorite part of college game day has become when they bring out the food
All
going
those
to
eyes.
a break.
All those eyes are looking at it.
Oh my God.
What do you got there? Ribs? What are these
When
ribs?
all the McAfee's standing up, let me see one of these things. Coach, let me see what this meat feels like.
And these
It
guys
just
people, yeah.
gnawing on all of this
When
stuff.
you guys do B-dubs, is the food right in the middle of your show? Or
yeah.
how do you eat and do the show at the same time?
You power through in the commercial breaks.
Okay.
Yeah,
which
definitely.
I hate rushing to eat. So it's
Right.
like you have to take your pick your poison on that because it's one of those things. But it's like, do I eat after? That's when everyone's packing up. So it's more brutal than people. I know these are champagne problems. People are hearing like, oh, you have to worry about when to eat your free food. No, I mean, come on.
I'll be honest with you, Dolph. It's the only time that I choose boneless wings.
Right, because it's easier to,
Yeah.
pop in there.
Yeah.
You do that again?
But-
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's also tough when, you're going to be talking to people interacting in the sauce all over your hands. But
Sure. That's a
yeah,
good point.
we figure it out. We muddle through. If we're going to talk ball, we might as well have some meat there.
When I do stuff for FM 106, I don't eat because I'm afraid, if I'm going to be on stage or something, it's going to be in my teeth.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
So I never eat
There's
when I do
that.
stuff, or when I do charity events. They always serve a meal, and I never eat.
Well, and you guys got to have a tough one coming up because St. Patrick's Day, I feel like is one of
Yeah,
your.
what's that gig
always
like? You've done that for
yeah,
years.
we
Biggest
bounced
gigs.
around. The last several have been at Kelly's Bleachers in Wind Lake,
Mhm.
and that is nuts. Yeah, there's green pancakes and sausage and lots of Guinness, and being dropped off at the table when you're doing the show. But everybody's drunk, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
And that is the
The
best
audience
part. Yeah,
is-
it helps out.
yeah, consider your audience.
Yeah.
So we're getting rave reviews about Kappa Kate Sutton.
Oh, yeah,
Stephanie
big time.
Sutton's daughter, Kate, friend of the program. We do the sorority sports report with Kappa Kate.
Love it.
She's in Madison because she's a Kappa, and she is now studying abroad, and she's our Olympics correspondent. So we were international today with a live report from Milan, and she was just in Cortina for the luge, watching one of her high school classmates. What a life she's leading, man.
That's amazing. So she, high school classmates in the luge comp is a
Yeah.
United States Olympian.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it's just
It-
wild.
What do we have? We have 6 Wisconsinites, including a loser from Brookfield. I want to
Yeah,
say,
that's the
right?
guy.
That's the
That
guy.
was him. Yeah,
That's
Marcus. That was the
That's
guy.
Marcus, that's the guy. Yeah,
Amazing.
she was hanging
I
out
gotta-
with his family.
I got a question. When did losers become sliders? I keep hearing everyone talk about sliding and that there are sliders now. And everything I read about the luge, it's like an experienced slider. So they're calling them sliders now. I don't know when that
Well,
started.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise it would have been a rider, right? Did
Well,
they call
loser?
him loser?
I think that I
always
really
thought
think
was
what it is.
luging. Yeah.
I think it includes the skeleton, which is
Those are-
a forward facing luge, which is you have a death wish.
It's
in that.
crazy. They're crazy.
You have a
And
death wish.
losers are crazy too. I'd be like Chevy in Christmas Vacation, where there'd be no control. I'd be off the track going through the
Mhm.
Walmart parking lot.
No
Yeah.
doubt.
How do you figure out you're good at that too? That's what I want to know. How do you figure out you're good at losing?
That one I can see a lot more than like John Fanta, who was calling the Badger game at Illinois. He had a video of a guy that was the halftime entertainment who was Adolph halftime entertainment. You might want to take notes.
Yeah,
Was just balancing a ladder.
Yeah.
That's the one I wonder how you learn. Like, how do I know that I can balance this ladder on my hand? Losing, I mean, my kid's taking the laundry basket right down the
That's a
steps
good
right
point.
now. I think you're trying that at 3 or 4 years old.
That's a good point.
bobsledders usually come
Okay.
from other things, right?
Well, yeah. Well, let's tie it together. Johnny Quinn, former Packers wide receiver, turned Olympic bobsledder. Remember, Aaron
Mm.
Rodgers was a big fan of Johnny Quinn.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Remember
yeah.
him? He was a Packer who
I love
he
that.
made the U.S. bobsled team.
So, and if you have good legs, good strong
Good
legs,
sprinters, right?
Yeah, you're a
That's the whole-
pusher.
The whole Cool Runnings thing. That's the whole Jamaican bobsled team.
Right.
That was, and he was in Sochi. He competed in Sochi.
Wow.
So, and now he's
Amazing.
like a motivational speaker or something.
I love that.
NFL player and
Okay.
Olympian.
Yeah,
Not a bad life.
I was going to say the Venn diagram of guys who've done that. That's not very.
sometimes you saw it the other way around, where you have guys that were world-class sprinters, get a look in the NFL. And I guess-
Willie Galt, right?
Yeah,
In
well,
the
yeah.
85
Well, he was a
Bears.
great sprinter. Was it who was the guy
Nehemiah.
with
Skeets
Ronaldo
Nehemiah.
Nehemiah? There you go. That's probably the one that comes to mind the most.
Incredible hurdler.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
I feel like
Skeets
people
Nehemiah.
always were trying to think of what
Packers-
Usain Bolt would be like in a
Yeah.
football uniform.
Always,
Right
always.
away when he broke the 100-meter, when he first came on, it was like, what
Guys
if
like
we
Khabib-
put him in NFL pads?
Man, it's a totally American thing. We think about how we can make guys in it. Like how many times, what position would LeBron play?
Yes.
Would he be a Hall of Fame tight end? People talk about that all the time. Yeah.
He probably would.
Probably would have been good. Yeah.
There's a guy who played for the Packers and the Bears, wide receiver, Anthony Morgan.
Oh, yeah. I remember him.
Anthony Morgan went to Tennessee, and he was like a track guy too. But Anthony Morgan, like to this day, is the most imposing, impressive physical specimen I think I've ever seen.
Chiseled,
that I've ever
Over
covered.
Glenn Braggs?
Absolutely.
Remember Glenn?
In a similar class with Glenn Braggs. you
Yeah.
know. Glenn Braggs, when you look at baseball videos and stuff, when you go down Armen's rabbit hole and you see from the 80s, like Jim Rice was the most feared player in baseball, and now he looks like he'd be a shortstop or something. He's like, there's guys who are much more hulking now because no one lifted weights back then. But Glenn Braggs was the outlier. He had, no matter what size uniform you gave him, it was skin tight.
Just yoked.
Because he was just yoked.
Yeah, there was. they used to have the competitions, if you remember, like NFL fastest. They used to put them on tracks, and Travis Jervey won that a couple times. He was one of the fastest guys, former Packer, a Citadel guy.
Still one of my favorites is Jonathan Taylor. When he was coming out of the draft, people were asking if he had breakaway speed. I'm like, wait a second. The guy that they asked to be on the 4x100 relay team for the team that went to the national championships. I don't know if he's got breakaway.
Did
speed.
you watch college football?
I don't know if he does. Yeah, I don't know if he does.
Travis Jervey, part of the those late '90s Super Bowl runs, right?
Yes, he was on those '90s Packers teams. Absolutely. Yeah, he has a ring.
Yeah.
Also had the pet lion
with LaShawn
Johnson.
LaShawn Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he got in trouble, didn't he? LaShawn Johnson, the Cowboy.
Yep. Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
fortunately.
All right, so Duff, it's the eve of Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
and it's Friday the 13th. So I mean, our cup runneth over in terms of radio stuff, right? So
is that trichodecaphobia? I believe is the
fear of Friday the 13th.
Fear of 13.
Our buddy Dobie leans into it, calls it his lucky day because he's unlucky the other 364. So that's kind of my attitude
at some
too.
point.
Yeah, he'll walk under that ladder because his luck can't get much worse. Exactly. But Valentine's Day, what do you got planned for your sweetie? What's you've been married long enough that the pressure should be off, right?
Be 35 years this year. We'll be married.
Ooh.
Yeah, way back in 1991. We are not a huge go out. Now we get each other little gifties. I'll probably get a bottle of bourbon. She usually gets flowers
like that.
And
good trade
and a nice card.
That's a good trade.
We're gonna our big plans is we're getting together with our kids who we haven't seen in. Sorry, Billy, plug your ears. Kids, they leave the house and just don't see them anymore.
Oh.
We haven't seen our kids probably since early. We all got together and watched the Packers-Bears playoff game. What was that? Early January, mid-January.
Yeah.
So we're going to get together and have a Valentine's Day brunch with them.
That's
awesome.
That's the sweet spot.
That's our big Valentine's Day
Seeing the
plan.
kids.
Well, that's good because that's part of our trip down to Florida is the Valentine's Day gift. And my parents' wedding anniversary is next week too. So it's like, sweet. We'll combine it in. And they haven't seen the kids in almost a month too.
So you're going to Florida for Valentine's Day?
We're going down there. Yeah, we're going on Saturday.
Nice.
On Sunday. And Southwest last year. Now, this time I'm actually leaving on Valentine's Day with my family. Last year I flew down without my family to go to the Daytona 500. Not as good of a move. But when you fly on Southwest on Valentine's Day, one of like the 5 days, they give you a free drink.
Oh, I love that.
So that's nice. They're still doing something for their
man. 5 days where they gave you a free drink. The mom that was sitting next to me, who across the aisle, her husband was with the two daughters. She was fired up about it. She was fired up about it.
Then you don't have to lie and say it's your anniversary or something like that. Not that I've ever done anything like that at a restaurant.
Armen looking for the discount
every time, dude.
Armen always tells somebody that it's somebody's birthday, so he gets a free dessert.
Why are we going to a new place? Because they don't know that it's not our birthday.
Hey, Drew, you're going to Puerto Vallarta. Are
Yes.
Any romantic plans when you get down to the?
No, well, it'd be maybe walk through the romantic zone, but other than that, it's just Saturday. It's like we are traveling, so traveling is always it's a long day.
Yeah.
You just came back,
Sure.
from boots on the
It
beach.
is. It's a long day.
It's a long day, the first day, but you want to leave first flight out so that you can get there and try to enjoy as much of that day as you can.
Right, because they say 7
away.
days and it turns up being 5 because you're traveling the last two.
Exactly.
I watched enough Love Boat as a kid to know that Puerto Vallarta is part of that cruise, where the Pacific Princess would go from down to Cabo and Puerto Vallarta and then on to Acapulco. I remember,
Acapulco used to be the spot. Then the cartels ruined it.
Yeah,
and
now
it's no
bad.
longer a tourist place. But Puerto Vallarta is beautiful.
It is.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful place. There's a lot of old history there. Watch out for those high curbs downtown. They usually get me. They're like 2 to 3 foot curbs.
You can take a digger on
Yeah, you
those
got to be
for
careful
sure.
if you're partying.
Yep. That's good advice there.
I was studying up on Love Boat. I thought you guys were on like the very, very early version of Love is Blind and this stuff. But this looks like a much, much better show.
Love Boat, dude.
Sounds like a much better show to be watching.
It got all of the I wouldn't call them the big stars of the day, but a lot of the stars of sitcom and TV shows would go on Love Boat, and you'd get excited to see Mr. Roper from Three's Company. Oh, he's going to be on Love Boat this week.
Phenomenal. Yeah, think about that though. The set, and it allowed them to show women in bikinis and stuff, and it allowed them to,
Yeah, this seems like something that needs to be streamed.
Yeah.
You remember the song, right? The Love Boat.
Isaac the bartender.
Isaac the bartender. There it is.
That's right.
Yeah. I think this is Jack Jones singing this song.
Love.
Swinging in the 80s.
Oh, I like this. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Billy, this show was a classic. And you had the characters with the crew, like there's Captain Stubing, there was the ship's doctor, who was a bit of a playboy.
Yeah. Gopher was the person
who ended up being a
United States congressman from Iowa.
Yeah. Fred Grandy.
And then you had the smoking hot Julie, who was the entertainment director.
That was who I see right here.
Yeah.
It was director Isaac the bartender. And then and then the random kind of D-list celebrities that would pop
Which
in.
is fire
on
in
the
there.
cruise. So it changed every week. The guest stars were the attraction.
Sort of like Cheers when people would walk in the bar.
Yeah,
right.
A lot of cameos.
Sorry, doesn't help me when you bring up another show that I don't remember.
Good point.
But I like this. I'm gonna check that. I'm gonna have to check this.
Yeah,
out.
well, you won't come out of
you'll
that
crack
rabbit
up.
hole. You'll
So
see Charo, the
and
hoochie coochie
It's
girl.
so campy because it's like it's set on a ship, but it's so clearly a Hollywood set. It's a little bit like watching a Hallmark holiday film.
It is.
It's like everything's fake.
Or
and
like
it's
watching
they're-
somebody drive in a 90s sitcom and you just see like the car just shaking and fake rattling around.
Yes.
So this was like late 70s, early 80s. You can just smell like the English leather cologne.
Oh,
the,
yeah.
The Armen.
No
What were the
doubt.
colognes? Those.
Yeah.
Just
Aramis,
totally.
English leather for
Oh,
sure.
my gray flannel.
Maybe
you can just-
Aquavelva.
Aquavelva. Absolutely.
High karate.
Doppler
karate.
disagrees with your smoking hot Julie. What are you smoking? I don't know. Is that?
Oh, I thought Julie was great, man. She had that real short hair. Well, I think she had long hair, and then she cut it and had that little pixie cut. And
Yeah, you tell
I
us,
was.
Dolph.
I mean, seventh grade me was a big Julie fan. Sorry, I hate to disagree
So
with the text.
was this like the Marianne and Ginger debate?
I would think.
I think Julie was the only one on the
Must have been a
ship.
debate.
It was like
Okay.
because then it was the rotating, like Lonnie Anderson's on this week.
Lonnie
right?
Anderson.
Yeah.
there you
Hard to
go.
beat
They
that.
had
Yeah,
all the
makes sense.
different. Yeah.
See, Corey brings it up. He goes, hopefully not the Minneapolis Love Boat. See, the Vikings Love Boat's the
Different
only
deal.
one I remembered from
Yeah.
my childhood.
Totally different
way,
deal.
way better deal.
Lake
That-
Minnetonka.
Yeah. Was that Fred Smoot? Was he in that?
He was on that deal. Oh, yeah, he was
Don-
on that deal.
Dante Culpepper.
I still think my favorite is Nate Burleson, now on CBS Today, telling the story of it where he's a rookie and he's on the one boat and all of a sudden they're pulling up to the other side and they see the lights and all this one guy hanging off the edge. Y'all got to be over here. It's going down on this boat. You guys are missing out. Y'all are missing out going down up here.
But what was more damaging? That damaged the franchise's reputation and stuff. But the Giants, when they went on that boat,
That's
and
a
they
good
all had
point.
the
Oh,
Timberlands
yeah.
and the jeans on, and Odell Beckham, and that was during their bye.
Yep. And then they
biffed in the next
So they
round.
gave, someone
was
gave
when-
a story or an oral history on that one too. That said like they barely went on the boat that long. They just took a quick picture.
Well,
I don't know.
I think
Yeah.
Odell tried to coach that. That was right before they played the Packers,
The
if I'm
Packers.
not
Was
The
mistaken.
it
Packer
really?
and Odell dropped passes. We beat him in the playoffs,
Yep.
right?
Was that
Yeah.
the same era where Plexico shot himself in the leg and the?
That was a little
That
earlier.
was a little
Earlier?
Plaxico was a little earlier. Yeah,
Little
Plaxico was a
earlier.
little earlier, but they're still. I thought they
But
might
the-
have fixed that drywall at Lambeau Field that Odell
Yeah.
grabbed a little piece of that day.
Yeah, the shenanigans though, the bye week shenanigans. That was Romo and Jessica Simpson and Jason Witten and whoever his girlfriend were going
Yes.
to Mexico
Going
instead
to
of looking
Cabo.
at film.
Yes, and
You
then the
know?
Giants beat him in Dallas.
That's my quarterback.
Oh my God!
My
All the
quarterback.
memories
quarterback, man.
of scandal. So the mission is to avoid scandal on Valentine's Day.
All
Do the bare minimum. Get some flowers, or be like Armen and wait till the day
that's-
after Sunday.
no.
Armen will be at Pick and Save getting the discounted flowers.
I would, but there's risk involved in that. You don't want to, you know how it goes.
Or go to Speedway and get nothing says loves more than a
You
crawler.
better believe
The
it.
crawler.
Hey, they
Oh
were
my
selling
God.
Valentine's candy at Ross Dress for Less. I was
Where?
there for some all schmooze time, just checking it out.
They got
They're
heart-shaped boxes
they got
of
heart-
Chick-fil-A.
There you go. So
Where'd you get
Armen-
your candy? Oh, Ross dress for
I'm
less,
not
of course.
doing that.
Armen,
Yeah.
Armen gets his Valentine stuff on February 16th and his St. Patrick's stuff on March 20th.
Hey,
Hey, Russell Stover is the same in the grocery store as it is in Ross. All right. Jeez. I'll get legitimate stuff.
oh man,
It's all
Next
about
week.
the card anyway.
Armen opens
That's
his-
true. It's all
It's all
about what
about
you're
the
writing
word.
the card.
And
It's all
don't
about
use,
your
I know
right-
you
what
guys
write in
out
the
there,
card.
don't be using Chat GPT to write a Valentine's
How
card.
many Valentine's Day cards did you have bought from last year on February 18th?
I should have. I didn't think about that. I
Armen-
should have.
I would say he's so tight he squeaks, but no. When he opens his wallet, George Washington shields his eyes from the light.
Oh, that's so good.
He's just frugal, that's all. He's just frugal. He's just saving money for his daughter's college education.
Exactly. It's for your future.
Hey, I'm sleeping in here.
It's for your future.
Hibernating. Get out of here.
Brutal. Dolph, have yourself a great Valentine's Day. Enjoy the bourbon. That sounds like a good tradition. Enjoy brunch with the kids.
Thanks,
That's the best gift
That
of all.
is
Is getting
awesome.
to hang with the kids.
Have a great time down in PV.
I'm gonna try. Yes.
And
we'll
Billy,
try.
enjoy your
This
trip
week-
to Florida.
I'll be seeing you on Monday.
Oh, you're back
still-
on
he's still
just
in
a
the
quick
show.
trip.
Well, no, I'll be
no.
talking to you on Monday.
He's
gotcha.
hosting from there. Yeah. he's-
From the Grapefruit League.
Yes.
Technology.
Giddy up.
It's a beautiful
Absolutely,
thing.
I
Absolutely.
love it.
Thanks, Dolph.
Thanks, fellas.
Grab a donut on the way out.
Will.
All right. Hey, Matt Lepay is going to join us less than an hour from right now.
My
Stripe
stomach
out
hurts
night
from
today
laughing.
at the Kohl Center, Badgers and Michigan State. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Oh, Armen playing the Love Hits. Love Stinks by the Jay Giles Band.
This is also a request. One of our commenters, one of our viewers, I want to say it was Dobler, but it wasn't, I don't think.
Love it.
Mad City Brew. There you go.
Matt
This
City.
one's for you,
right.
brother.
So our pal Lindsay
He's got the
Slater is
best
giving us
ABI.
the advanced forecast. Should I be pissed, Billy? Should we be pissed that you're going to Florida? I'm going to Mexico, and it's going to be 50 here with shorts and golf.
Well,
I mean,
no,
come on.
because I want everybody to eat, right? I want everybody to enjoy. I want everybody to feel that kind of a good vibe. But I would like, Drew, for the customary dad joke, I would almost more prefer for it to happen when we return, not to enjoy it as much, but just so we could get everybody to say, ha ha, thank you for bringing the warm weather back with you. Hey, looks like you brought the sun with you again.
Also been here last week.
It's only going to be, 2 days, I guess, Sunday and Monday. But Monday's the really warm day. But Tuesday and Wednesday, we're back to the 38-degree range. So
That's still over
Still
the
balmy.
average.
Well, I know, but
Average
that's
is only
not
32.
I'm saying that's not comparable to the weather you'll be
No,
in.
that's true.
It's not like that's enjoyable
85.
weather. Yeah, it'll melt the snow, which is fine and stuff like that. But
Do I see a current electric superhero flying around and buzzing around in that beautiful studio over by
he's
Armen
back, dude.
right
This
now?
dude is back. I called him out yesterday. I said I won the battle with the bug, and this boy is back, and
Let's go.
he heard it
Armen.
basically. He's coming to fight me again. So
Armen's back
Duke's
to
back
being
up.
our superhero of the day.
To me, the wasp that is going to terrorize Armen Sarian for the next hour might be potentially want to be the superhero of the day. But I like that he's flying around there, bringing it right back to you.
I'm taking it like a G today, though. I'm not freaking out because I think it's a stink bug. I think it is, so I'm not really worried about those guys.
Well, they're
but
everywhere.
I do need a hero back here, Billy. I think I do.
Well, I think we all need a hero, and as we continue to know that as electrical problems might be the ones that you run into, Current Electric is there to be your superhero. If you are like me and the extent of your electrical expertise goes to turning the lights on and off with a switch, maybe changing a light bulb, after that, call the superheroes from Current Electric. A lot of companies choose when they want to help you out with your electrical needs, but in terms of your home and your business, do not take the risk. Give Current Electric the chance to earn your trust and earn your business. That's what they want to do. So callcurrent.com is the place to go. Callcurrent.com for more information. Current Electric, home of the superheroes. And Drew, I mean, listen, it's 110.93. And as much as the Milwaukee Bucks getting the win last night was a tremendous, tremendous story, I wanted to go on the other side of the coin and give the superhero of the day to Nikola Topic, who ended up making his return last night for the Oklahoma City Thunder after a long battle and undergoing cancer treatment, returns to the floor last night for the first time and makes his NBA debut against the Milwaukee Bucks. Now happens to be in a losing effort for the Oklahoma City Thunder, but it was a phenomenal moment last night. And I thought the Amazon Prime squad did a phenomenal job with the honoring yesterday in an amazing
There's
moment.
reasons why these applause are happening, Grady.
Nikola Topic battled testicular cancer. Just one preseason game into the season, had surgery, underwent chemo, and he's making his NBA debut tonight. Standing ovation here at Paycom Center. What a moment.
Topic was a 12th overall pick in the 2024 draft, missed all of last season with an injury. And then as he was getting ready to make his debut this season, underwent treatment for testicular cancer, and then was able to make his return to the NBA last night.
It's a good moment.
A tremendous,
awesome.
tremendous moment. And
Heroic
talk about
superhero.
overcoming adversity there, man.
And the craziest part, and the one little thing to add in here, shares one of my birthday brothers, 8-10.
All right.
One of the craziest things in there. So Nikola Topic, because he doesn't pronounce it exactly the same way as Jokic. Topic, congratulations last night. Job well done. A superhero amongst us.
Well, Billy's birthday is one thing, but my mom's birthday is Valentine's Day. My nephew's birthday is
Mrs. Olsen.
Halloween, and my good friend's daughter was born on St. Patrick's Day. What's the ideal day to have a birthday? Christmas would suck. Anytime in late December to me would suck.
Well, I was on August
You get
7th.
swallowed up.
Yeah.
My mom's also August 10th.
The best birthday would have to be the 4th of July.
Okay, 4th of July.
The,
Born on the 4th
the
of July.
only holiday where every single birthday you get fireworks.
Not bad.
Yeah, and a
Not bad.
parade, all that. Yeah, you're right.
But when you turn
Fireworks.
legal and you're out on Halloween or St. Patty's on your birthday, giddy up.
That's gonna be tough too. That's fair. That's fair.
Not bad. All right. Matt Lepay is going to join us in about a half hour. The voice of the Badgers, the Hall of Famer. Big stripe out game tonight against number 10 Michigan State. Badgers been rolling pretty good. A victory tonight. Oh man, that would speak volumes, and it would really, really help there. Not that they need any more Ken Palm love
for sure.
Armen's thing, but we'll talk to Matt Lepay about the ramifications of this evening, the way the Badgers have been playing. Continue to take your thoughts. It's the Friday edition of the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Dominating the airwaves and interwebs on this Friday in the Good Land. It's the Huddle. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you from headquarters. 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app. And of course, we have streaming huge numbers on YouTube, Facebook, and X. We just talked about our current electric hero of the day.
Yes.
And it's good that we did that and we resisted the temptation to call Nick Castellanos a hero.
I'm so glad your mind was going exactly where I was.
Because Nick Castellanos, released by the Phillies, their $100 million marriage ends in divorce. They just swallowed the last $20 million in the last year of his deal because they couldn't find a trade partner for him. He's the guy who, I mean, he went to that team and he was a star.
Big time.
Went to a team where he wasn't, it was a different galaxy than Bryce Harper and Real Muto and those guys, right? So he never really fit in. And then it came to a head like in June when he was removed from a game for defensive purposes in the late innings of a game in Miami, where he lives, where he's from, where his family was there, and they yanked him. So he went to the clubhouse and retrieved a Presidente, a bottle of beer, and returned to the dugout. And they're up by 2 runs, and it's the 8th inning. And he walks into the dugout with a beer and starts yelling at Rob Thompson, the manager, and at the bench coach. And teammates try to
pull him back. Try to get the beer grabbing him in the dugout.
And he made a scene, and then it didn't get any better after that. And then they benched him for a game, and then they played him like 25 straight games or something like that. But they continued to move him for defense. Then they got Harrison Bader at the trade deadline, and they didn't really need him, and he got kind of marginalized. So now any team can sign him. And for you Brewers fans, let's get this guy. Let's get a bat. We need a bat. He hits in the playoffs, so he can help us against the Dodgers.
He's hitting the NL Central before too.
You could get him for the minimum because the Phillies are paying him $20 million, but he's going to go to Miami for the minimum.
You would think.
And that's where he's wanted to go in the first place, but they wouldn't spend the money to sign him.
And Drew, I also struggle with and you hear this so many different times of the clubhouse culture, and you don't want to ruin this. You don't want to run in with anything. But if my man does feel comfortable and confident enough sitting next to Rob Thompson, as he explained in his handwritten note, I like that. He said
that was interesting that it was handwritten, right?
When the Athletic reported the story and they said that they had given him and his agent some heads up that they were going to run it and what had happened. If you wanted to comment on it, he chose to handwrite his statement and post it on Instagram just before the story went live. And he said, in front of my friends and family, that I sat right next to Rob and let him know that too much slack in some areas and too tight of restrictions in other was not conducive to us to winning. So I appreciate that he felt that, maybe we all think that's exactly where the words that were said to Rob Thompson that had 3 or 4 different people restraining him and pulling him back into the clubhouse. I just don't know you want that anything near a successful team. Now, unless you got the most confident veteran player leadership, like the Dennis Rodman going joining the Bulls situation, then I think you can have a conversation. Yeah. But Drew, I struggle with a lot of different clubhouses that I'd be interested in. You bring up Miami. I kind of like the way they played ball last year, especially late into the year. They were plucky. They were kind of Brewer-like.
I voted for that guy for manager of the year, 3rd.
Definitely deserved votes.
So is that the guy you want around a young team that's building something, right, Billy?
Yeah, and I think he's one of the most entertaining cats in all of ball, and I sure hope I know he's going to have a spot, and I'm glad he's going to be on one of these 30 teams, but I would be hesitant to grab Castellanos and bring him into the club.
They're talking about the Jays. They're talking about obviously the Marlins because they can get him for cheap, and he'll want to stay.
State income tax.
His talent is tantalizing, but so is Milton Bradley's. One of those situations.
In 4 years in Philly, he had the 100 OPS plus was league average. So it wasn't anything great. He had some moments, but
big moments at some points.
Yeah, it just was, and then. They felt like they were bending over backwards. They let his kid play on the field and be around and stuff, and
just weren't getting the ROI.
Yeah, it just wasn't. But it got toxic, and he's part of the reason it got toxic. And I think he went there expecting to be catered to a little more than he was, in a universe with other star players.
Well, and the team, in all reality, Drew, you're just not close to the biggest star on that team. You mentioned Bryce Harper. Trey Turner is going to be in front of you. Real Muto is going to be in front of you. The Wheeler's going to be in front of you. There's so many. And that's got to be hard for somebody to take the blow to the ego. But he also, he performed 2 of his best years were in the Central when he came over to the Cubs in a trade near the deadline and was nails in 19.
Yep.
And then that 1 year that he was with the Reds, he was pretty phenomenal there in 2021.
When he ruined the apology the home run that ruined the apology.
Oh, yeah, famously.
Right on to Tom Brenneman.
Yeah.
I just never, I'll be honest with you guys. I know why he's entertaining. I know why he's funny, but I never liked Castellanos. And I don't think that a lot of guys in their clubhouse teammates would like him that much. We might find him entertaining, but how many guys want him around? Like there are certain guys like that, right? I mean, I just wonder, like, some guys.
People say the same about Andre Rison, though.
Yeah, I mean that's true, and he was in Green Bay for a half a year, So who knows how it would have turned out if they kept it going a little bit. But there again, you had veteran leadership on that team as well. That helped a lot. I don't know, guys. It's one of these things. Like, I understand being funny and having fun. It is baseball, and some things it depends on, I think, the person you are and the type of respect you have around the clubhouse. But you bring a beer and you start yelling at the manager during a game. I don't know, man. You just can't. There's certain things you don't want to be around. Would the old veterans like that in the clubhouse, Drew, that you covered back in the day? I'm not really sure they would have gone for that type of antics.
No, well, there was
little pranks and stuff are okay,
there
right?
Was stuff. I mean, we had some. Remember, Prince going after Manny Parra.
One of the best moments of my entire childhood.
Absolutely.
Drew, and there's no video.
You can't find video of that.
I kicked a hornet's nest there because I wrote a column. I was at Milwaukee at the time, and I wrote a column about how they kind of buried that, like in New York. They live for that stuff, even if it's your team.
Yes,
and they kind of buried it, like they weren't showing it. Like it should have been the replay, should have been the lead story. Mad. The Brewers kind of buried that on TV. Yeah, I got into BA got mad at me for that one. He was explaining the circumstance of sharing a truck because it was a market where both teams were kind of like Fox Sports Ohio, Fox Sports Wisconsin.
Oh, so it was like an actual thing and not we don't want to watch it or show it. Okay, got you. That makes sense.
A little bit of that, but it was also a little sanitizing because Prince was their star, and Prince went after the pitcher. It was like, Manny Parra left the bench after being removed from the game. Like, hey, we got to watch your bleep. You got to watch us,
Well, and that's one of these things where the video doesn't always tell the whole story. Like if the story reads that, Schwarber, amongst others, former big leaguer Howie Kendrick is part of the coaching staff there, they said, and he was the one that grabbed the beer Michael Finley style right up out of the hand. It said, you could look at that if all of a sudden the camera pans into the dugout, Drew, and see, oh God, Schwarber and Real Muto are over there. Schwarber and Harper are over there giving it to him after he got pulled. Oh wow, that they're ticked off. That's a issue waiting to happen. And then it's not even close to what the story was. Right. That Manny Parra Prince Fielder one. If the story is correct, Prince Fielder, good on you. Because we all had to watch it too. Yeah, we gotta watch this bleep.
You gotta watch.
You gotta watch it too.
I think, and you've been around clubhouses, but I think it matters the type of when you start pulling antics, it matters the type of respect and what you're about, and players know that. I just think of I think of you covered the team, Drew, and you wrote the article about the sweep suits. All right, at the time, some of those things can be fun if you got the right leadership to do it. Yeah, right. But some they can backfire.
Jinx. Now there was also Ned Yost got into it once with the Johnny Estrada in between innings in the tunnel, and then Tony Graffinino kind of stood up, and it looked like Ned Yost was going at it with two of his players.
Yeah,
and it was like they were it was in the circumstance. Frustration. They had lost like 10 out of 13 or something like that. It was, tempers, but it's a workplace. And imagine they call an all hands meeting or something. And, Joe from sales strolls in like 5 minutes late. And you're just like, really?
Come on.
And everybody else, it's like when stuff like that happens, when guys step outside the norms, there's resentments.
Yeah.
And it happens with the Penske file. It happens at XYZ Corp. It happens in big league teams. It's like, I try to tell people that, like, what's it like? It's like an office.
And baseball,
it's like being in an office.
Baseball, I think, more than all the other sports, right? Because it's every day and it's so long, right? Like, and you're all together all the time, right? Like in an NFL room, you have your little subsections, right? The offensive, defensive line room, and you get different ways, I think, to break up the day and moving around. But otherwise, baseball, you're with everybody all the time. And just like in an office space, you're also going to start getting ticked off at certain guys that you look at every single day. And like Jeff said, what's the tax for a guy being a D like that with bad karma for his 15 home runs? I do wonder if there will be any. I mean, there will be teams that wipe him off, but there's also teams that wipe off guys for character every single NFL draft. And then there's still 7 teams that are waiting anxiously to sign said player.
Yeah, that's true.
Or draft him and trade their first round pick like James Pierce. Like, so there's a plenty of different teams that are just waiting and salivating to be able to go and spend that capital.
If you can help me win, we're all talent whores at the end of the day. Like, if you can help me win eventually. I think I remember the other one I remember was it Shea Hillenbrand? Or I think it was that it wrote in the Blue Jays clubhouse on the whiteboard, he erased what the manager had and said, this is a sinking ship, play for your contracts. And like, that was a big fight. They shipped him. There were guys like, there's history of guys like that. Chris Sale cut the uniforms up in the Sox clubhouse.
That was a good one. Yeah.
That was another one.
What
so
John Lester's story was that he was out eating like fried chicken during the game down in the clubhouse.
That's what it was. The fried chicken.
The Red Sox guys.
The Red Sox guys.
Josh Beckett or somebody.
They ordered fried chicken during
fried chicken during the game.
During a great idea.
No, during a game. Yeah, they were just crushing. You know.
What I don't get is
somebody get us some original recipe and a bucket of spice.
Well, and you have all that. Who's getting that? Was that when you were the Bucks ball boy, Billy, and you had to run to?
Somebody's going to grab it.
You had to run to Goolsby's to get a cheeseburger.
Hey, I need you to go grab this. Now, luckily, those orders are a lot of times in like the same day. Like John Henson's for the entire year, just blanket. Just hopefully it's there around 5:30, so I can watch 2 episodes of Family Guy before we got to run out. I think the best that way was the one time, I can't remember who it was while we were my last year as ball boy for the Bucks. Maybe like a Marquise Daniels tried to change the timing of the plane and said that they were going to take off at 10 instead of like 6. And it took a good like 4 times when Jim Boylan looked at it like, pretty sure it's not right.
That's an Armen. That's not right. Like me with the whiteout on the dentist appointment. It didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work. It was going to work long enough. And then they all realized that it was going to be themselves that were going to get fined. They're like, you know what? We actually might need to be there.
Yeah,
we actually might need to be there.
Is that why Samuel Dallenberg missed the plane?
No, that might have been because he was grabbing another bag of movie theater popcorn to walk on.
Probably.
What a great dude.
Probably. 877-794-1973, NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. So if Brewers fans like, oh, there's a bat we could get for cheap. It's perfect. Castellanos, I don't know how perfect that is, and I don't think he's going to end up in Milwaukee.
No.
But a number of reasons.
But Drew, like yesterday, then I saw an interesting one that, again, really broke my soul when I realized that one of my favorite websites of all time and an aggregator before all these Dov Klymans tried to make it fashionable and cool for the JFL football or whatever they call it. MLB trade rumors. I've been on since your print days, right? Yeah. I've been reading MLB trade rumors right around June every single summer since I could learn to read. They got a paywall story of the Brewers trying to potentially be linked, rumored, interested in a CJ Abrams bat from the Washington Nationals. Now, right by the time they get to the juicy stuff and how the Brewers would have to acquire CJ Abrams.
Subscribe here.
That was where I had to subscribe.
Goodbye.
So I didn't see any of that. But Drew, I do wonder if like the way that they're still sitting, and I get it's a month away before opening day. And last year you started the season with Vinny Capra as your starting third baseman, and Oliver Dunn experience was in there as well. So like you can get better. The more and more I look at the team, it feels like they could have one more move in them. Yeah.
And CJ Abrams fits the profile of athletic,
super athletic.
Love him, like 30 steals, 20 homers. Like that's the guy that they would like.
Maybe a big time shortstop guy. Yeah. And I mean, the only run in with him was playing roulette, apparently, when his team was eliminated at the casino that's near Wrigley Field at 7 a.m. I'm like, okay, the third to last game of the year.
Oh, come on. Which one of us hasn't been there?
I was on a heater. You want me to leave the table, Coach?
Didn't he hit a big bomb against McGill at one point?
Big time, yes.
At AmFam? Like he did. He's a good player, man.
He's a dude. And I mean, he was the kind of centerpiece of the Soto trade, I think, from the Padres back to the Nationals.
He's averaged 3.5 WAR every year the last 3 years. So, the analytics guys love that. I mean, that's a pretty good WAR, for a guy, obviously.
So maybe that's a guy, keep an eye on, but I would say Castellanos, not so much. Now, if you needed a reason, and if it's been a while, as pitchers and catchers reporting, and every team has hope and faith at this time of year, every team has optimism. If you needed another reason to sign the Dodgers, well, they gave it to you yesterday when they signed Keston Hiura.
They're taking everybody.
Mikey alerted me to that. He's back.
Which is
the amazing thing of all the teams that have tried to give Keston a second chance. He was a cup of coffee with the Angels, then it was the Rockies, then the Tigers, AAA. Is that they've all been American, except the Rockies, American League teams like the DH now, but now everyone's got the DH, so it's not a problem, right?
Well, so Rockies, Pacific Coast League.
Here's the thing,
Rockies were not a major league team, but the rest of them, But listen, Keston's back. Come on, don't give up on Keston.
We'll localize this even at another level. because Keston here is with the Dodgers. The World Baseball Classic's going on. Billy's going to spring training, might drop by Camelback Ranch, and Keston Hero might play against the
Brewers. And odds are next week, I'm going to potentially try to check in with old friend of show, Caleb Durbin, because I'll be in Fort Myers right near JetBlue Park, where the Boston Red Sox will be trafficking.
You know what?
He's going to be a pretty busy guy.
I gotta think
give it a shot.
They're going to be hanging all over the place on those backfields. That backfield area, Drew, down there in Fort Myers is wildly open. They got 2 concession stands and 12 parks, and they ask you to walk around. Like, you've been and obviously spent so much time out of spring training, all of which in Arizona. I feel so terrible for the writers that are driving and doing the thing in Florida. Because you want to talk about the trek that you're making.
Nightmare.
It's difficult driving west in the valley around sun time, sure, in the afternoon. But it's nothing like the 4-hour treks they have for a 1 o'clock start, I think, in the Grapefruit
bus
League.
rides and stuff. It's so much. Spring training in Arizona is so much better.
I don't even think it's close, to be honest.
It's not. Because the commutes between the games are so much shorter. It's crazy.
It's so quick. It's so easy. And again, the accessibility at the Red Sox Park was awesome. I'm excited to see some more of it, but
a lot more night games in Florida because then you can get work done during the day and then get on the bus and play those games.
You got to worry in Florida. You have to worry about rain delays more. Did you guys mention that? Sorry, I was looking up Keston had it here.
Yeah, there's that element of it. You're looking up Keston Hero's stats?
Well, it's just stuff, just in case he first of all, he hasn't posted on Twitter in 4 years.
Do you want me to? I think I got my first interview with him in my folder. If you want me to bring that up, we can't play with the other guy.
Someone asked yesterday on Twitter, like, why can anyone figure out why Keston can't figure it out? I mean, no one can figure it out. If anyone could figure it out, we'd be stopping this purgatory with it being a 4A player. Like, why he can be the best AAA player of all time, but he can't hit major league pitching. No one can figure it out.
It'll be fascinating to see, though, if he has one 2-month run in him, right? Where he'll strike while the iron's hot.
Before they get video on him, and
it'll be with the Angels or something. It'll be with some team that is kind of out of contention, gets a nice little runway. 3 different 2 months where he can play and get regular at bats would be fun. Mad City Brewers have plenty of starting pitching to go after a third baseman like Young from the Rangers or Paredes from Houston. CJ Abrams would cost too many good prospects to know. But you also have, I think he's just a better player, right? Like, so again, it depends on where do you go on the balancing act. Yeah, you're gonna have to give something up, but I don't know that you're gonna have to give up a Made. Jesus Made. That was the news yesterday. Or Pena. I think you'd be able to give up a number of different guys, but they got a lot of those are decisions that Matt Arnold will go under in the next couple of days. I did appreciate we got 9 minutes of Brandon Woodruff audio from yesterday.
Ooh, baby.
That Todd Rosiak posted. Brandon Woodruff is gonna make you smile for 9 minutes. But I don't know if you saw any of Jesus Made in his media conversation through the interpreter with the guys. Drew, 19 years old, right?
Yep.
Ridiculously business confident was Jesus Made in that conversation. That was
I love that.
That was one of my favorite things to watch. That kid was all business, and he was awesome to be able to see handle that.
Big league ready in terms of mentally, emotionally, but just a little bit more seasoning, perhaps.
So stoic and calm. It was awesome.
I think earlier and earlier these kids are then they come up. They're more mature. They're more ready. Obviously, in college basketball and football, they're making money. They're professional athletes now more than anything early on.
Right.
So we also got to cut the other exciting Dominican shortstop, obviously, that we picked up, Ricky Moniz.
Yes, Moniz.
We got an official confirmation. I think it was from McAlvey that it is Ricky Moniz. That's his official name.
So good.
People like there was a lot of people throwing around different versions of his name.
Love that
for a while.
Hey, our friends at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin are ready for you if you've got a sports injury or a chronic nagging problem. If someone in your family gets hurt playing a sport, which is happening more and more these days, visit orthowisconsin.com. It's world-class care right here at home. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. When we come back, Matt Lepay is going to join the party. Big game tonight at the Kohl Center. Badgers against number 10 Michigan State. Badgers on a bit of a heater recently. We will talk to Matt Lepay, the voice of the Badgers. Next, it's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. We're huddling up on a Friday in the good land. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you. 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, iHeartRadio app everywhere. And joining us now, a man who will be patrolling those airwaves, interwebs all over the place tonight. Badgers and Spartans. He'll be courtside. Woo. It's the voice of the Badgers, Matt Lepay. Hello, Matt. Thanks for joining us.
How's it going, boys?
We are landing gears
Always
down.
better now.
Last half hour of the Friday show. You know how it is.
Happy hour starts at 8:01.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it probably will.
Except for you, you're working tonight, though. Except for you, yeah.
Well, for you
Right,
guys, 8:01.
Yeah,
For us. Yeah. Yeah. I'm leaving for Mexico tomorrow morning. Billy's going to Florida on Sunday. Yeah, landing gears down.
It'll be a good time to be able to escape and get some warm weather. Now, Matt, before we get into tonight, because tonight's going to be a phenomenal one and what happened in Champaign, I feel like I'd be remiss to not ask you about last night before all of it. What a night for the premiere of A Road at Night, and how was it I know it was going to be impactful. It always is, but it just had to be such a culmination of a lot of time put together here in the efforts for Howard Moore.
Yeah, the people involved with it, obviously John Roach, who put the documentary together, and his team, Tim Valentine and George and Pamela Hamill, everybody involved with that. And there were a lot of Howard's teammates there last night. Actually, Howard was there. There was a reception before, so it was great to see him. And I know he was excited to see so many people, especially, teammates and fellow coaches. And I've seen this documentary, I feel like, close to a dozen times, and it just hits me hard every time. So if it hits me hard, imagine what it's like for Howard's family, his basketball family. They had the panel afterwards with Chris Conger, who was a teammate of Howard's and coached a long time himself, Greg Gard and Jarrell, Howard's son. And that's only, I think, the second time he has seen it on a big theater screen. So again, try to imagine what that is like for Jarrell, but he's such a poised young man, sophomore at Edgewood University here in Madison. But yeah, it's such an emotional documentary, but at the same time, you see a lot of great in people too, the way they pulled together. And the showings will continue with panels tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. And they're trying to run this thing beyond, as you guys know, beyond next Thursday, but want to be able to pack that theater over here at Marcus Theater, Point Cinema in Madison on Big Sky Drive. So more people that get in there, the better chances this could have an extended run. Maybe get in Milwaukee at some point, maybe get in Chicago at some point, and just build momentum, and the proceeds obviously helping the Moore family.
When we talked to Stan Van Gundy earlier this week, it was on Tuesday. He talked about just the impact and beyond the impact on his teammates and the beloved and stuff, but the impact on the program, playing and being on the ground floor of when the ascension, and then recruiting guys that helped keep it going. And it's hard to imagine somebody having a bigger impact on the program than he did.
Yeah, as Stan said, nobody has, and I think he's right. And I love what Stan says in a documentary as well as a lot of interviews. We throw the word culture around a lot. Roster retention, it's great culture. Yeah, sure. But it could be overused, but I do think the basic standards of Wisconsin basketball and what it stands for has as much to do with Howard as anything. Guys like Michael Finley and Tracy Webster and Rashard Griffith. Howard was the Chicago area guys, as Howard is a Chicago guy, and had more than a little to do with bringing those guys into the fold. And Howard's a guy too who appreciates the history. When he was on the staff, there'd always be that back and forth with, it's old school, new school. And he'd talk about the guys, opponents even in the 80s, 90s, and, the current players because you could always, today's players are always more talented, right? They say might be more athletically gifted. I'm not going to say they're all always better basketball players. So there would always be that kind of playful back and forth, spirited back and forth. So I think he's just, as one of the pastors said in the movie, in the documentary, there are exceptional people, and then there's Howard. And I think that is as accurate a line as there is in the documentary.
Yes. Very well put.
All we have is the way people remember us and talk about us, and there's not one single bad word that's ever been said about Howard Moore. And like that ability to, you mentioned it with the culture, Drew, and guys, like being able to then go on after, you wonder how difficult that's been for the program. But I think like just in the relationship business, Matt, and how, transactional the sport is now, there's still spot for transformational. And there's a thought like, wow, the way that they've been able to dive into the portal of how being able to set a groundwork of it, but then welcome people into the brotherhood that does get set by guys like Howard Moore. But Greg Gard has done a phenomenal job of being able to build off it. But you do wonder how much that loss in the short term did impact them into just what that locker room and that building was like.
Yeah, it is a, I think with regards to the portal, obviously you need skilled players and you have to compensate them, but they still try to get players who fit, fit into if they're here for 1 year or 2 or 3 or however many years. And the current team was in the theater last night. So it was the feeling was it was important for them to see it.
Yes.
And that's, they obviously have a rather big game tonight, but I think, the word perspective gets thrown around a lot too, but what defines a tough day or a tough stretch in sports, all anybody around here has to do is think about what Howard Sr. and Trennis, Howard's dad and mom, brother Darnell, obviously Jerome, what they're going through. In fact, Greg Gard and I were talking, we were recording something Wednesday afternoon, and, there wasn't a whole lot of sleep for the coach. There's guys and thinking, oh, man, it's kind of dragging today. And then we were talking about the documentary, and it's like, yeah, we're good. We're fine. First world issue here. We're fine. We'll get ready for we meaning them. They'll get ready for the next game.
For getting ready for tonight. Matt Lepay joining us, voice of the Badgers. Badgers play Michigan State tonight. Billy and I were talking this morning about Tom Izzo and how he went from public enemy number one. Now he's Unc. He's grandpa. He says,
I despised him for so many years.
And now it's like hard to hate him. And so that transformation is kind of funny. Like, and it's not just in Madison, it's nationally and throughout the Big Ten. Snoop-worthy. And then all these stories about Jeremy Fears for the Spartans being the new Brad Davison. I don't know if that's a compliment, a cut. I don't know how Davison takes that. The guy that opposing teams love to hate and the fan bases love to hate. He's, what is he, like, Grayson Allen meets Brad Davison meets
Big Ten version,
the guy who seems like he's been there for 10 years and that you hate. Like, what is the vibe with this Michigan State team?
Yeah, Fears is a sophomore too, and I think he's the latest. And I said this when Brad was here and and Grayson Allen at Duke. When he's on your team, you're going to love him, and when he's not on your team, you're not going to love him. It's going to be the opposite. But I think if you took an anonymous poll, say, do you want this guy, this guy, this guy? It'd be close to 100% in a second. Give me guys like that. Give me, they're different kind of players, Brad and obviously Grayson Allen and Jeremy Fears. He's a great assist player, like 9 assists a game. I mean, Fears he is a terrific player, but it's just it's the classic sports villain. And maybe you lean into it a little bit, but any coach in America right now, hey, Jeremy Fears, for whatever reason, he's a free agent after this year. You want him? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You take a guy like that.
Take the smoke.
And the other stuff, and I think what also can happen is if there are a couple things that are legit, that have gone on with Jeremy Fears, Tom Izzo's talked about it, but then everything, you can get every slappy in America on the phone doing the freeze frame of something that, his leg is a little awkward here because people have a lot of time on their hands apparently, and stuff can get a little, can be taken, let's just say, a little touch out of context. I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying there have been some over the line things with Jeremy Fears, but he's a hell of a player.
So you seem like Michigan State has had a lot of those guys, and I suppose that's the mark of a good
starts
program.
with the head coach.
I know, and that's the mark of a good program.
Mateen Cleaves back in the day.
Mateen was tough. Drew Neitzel, a lot of these guys that would annoy you, but only because they beat you a lot.
It's because they're good. Like nobody rips on a guy because he sucks.
Yeah.
It's like you have to be pretty good. It's the backhanded compliment. And it is interesting with Izzo, and I think the perception even over here has probably had at least something to do with the fact that Greg Gard and Tom Izzo have a terrific relationship. They'll talk during, obviously maybe not in the last couple of days, but during the season they'll connect. And Izzo was here for one of the Guarding Against Cancer galas. Matter of fact, I think it was last spring. He was here for that. And the Bo versus Izzo thing that had a little more spice to it, because they were playing high stakes games and trading punches. Literally. I mean, not in a figurative sense. They were ripping each other's hearts out with big wins and tough losses. And they've had those with Greg Gard, but it's just a different kind of a personal dynamic between those two guys. And I think, Izzo's longevity, and he says a lot of things that a lot of other coaches would want to say.
He can do it. Yeah.
Izzo's at a point where he's like, I want to say it. And you can like it, not like it, whatever. And when you've done it as long as he has, as well as he has, I think he's earned that respect.
He's got the license. Okay,
it's
so Matt,
stuff.
A lot of wind in the sails after Illinois. This Badgers team now, to their credit, winning those games on the road, Michigan and Illinois, coming back, battling adversity, winning those games. What's it going to take for them to play from in front and not have to battle back in games against good teams? Because that's still the recipe that I like to see. And it's like, well, we laud the comebacks, but also like, hey, let's avoid those gaps. Let's avoid those gaps that put you in the hole.
It'd be nice to find out. Actually, in the Ohio State game, which is one of those games you could qualify as a comeback from 10 down, but I think it was like 15-5. So it was early. They played with the lead for the majority of that game, and it was in that 8 to 10, 12 range most of the time. But that does seem to be the exception. I thought one of the keys, and it sounds a little weird, because they didn't have a bad start against Illinois. They're with them. And then all of a sudden you look up, it's 39-30. They got behind a little later, as opposed to some of these bad starts like the Minnesota game, both times up there and down here. And, a couple of other games where they look like, this could be bad. But I think they're at a point now, they've just had so many close games. And if they fall behind, seeing is believing. They know they've done it. And I don't know if you want to do that against Michigan State necessarily, as well as the Spartans defend, but I think they know just chip away. And the way they play, you hit a couple threes, and those 10-point leads are 4-point leads. So I think there's enough confidence that if they get in that position, again, they know what it takes to get out of the mess.
The key is just don't put yourself in a position where two brutal calls by referees can cost you the game.
Exactly.
Amen. Don't allow that to finish it.
To be honest, going back to last week, I thought there were 2 or 3 calls before that were worse.
Mm-hmm.
There were.
You really
absolutely.
It's the 2 calls in the end were the 2 calls in the end. But again, Brad Underwood had some things to say. It is that time of year. I think people are getting a little more salty. The games seemingly carry more weight. But I do think, beyond last Saturday, the league's got to be better. They need to be better with officiating. I mean, you've got teams that are really good in this conference right now and are playing for you. You got the tiers in the Big Ten. And you got a lot of teams that are tournament worthy, and a handful of teams you think they might win the whole thing. Mm-hmm. So the quality of play in the Big Ten is good, really good. You need a little, if possible, if you could do it. I don't know how many guys are racing to the independent contractor employment line to go work basketball games, but I don't think it's a deep dark secret that the level of officiating needs to get better.
But then at some point, there needs to be a better training ground for them, right? Just like in the NFL, or for guys that play 4 to 5 years in the NFL, maybe make it a little bit quicker and easier for you to be on that stage where you know what the game's supposed to look like, you know what's supposed to feel like, instead of, hey, we really appreciate those 12 years that you played in the NBA, but let's go now officiate some middle school ball. Then we'll get up to JV, then we'll go to varsity, then we'll climb through the ranks. Make it a little easier for them to be able to get to that point. And it might get a little bit better for it.
And you wonder too, I don't know if we'll ever see it because they are independent contractors. You'll have officials working Big Ten games, and they may be working Big 12 games later in the week or wherever.
2 years.
Yeah. Can they be full-time in your league? I think people would like to see that. I don't know whether we will. But it's just, it's every year. I mean, this is my 38th season doing this stuff. And for 38 years, I've heard this time of year, you start looking at how many games have these guys worked, and you'll see officials work 4-5 games a week, and it's not like you got a 5-game homestand. You're all over the place. So that's a little bit tough too.
The top guys, and I have a friend who's such a nerd, he tracks this stuff, but the top guys, you'll see them doing a Pac-12 game on, and then the next night they're in Miami. It's like, wait a minute. Like, that's just inhuman. They're not flying private. Right. And it's like, this is in this, the logistics of, and it's the same. A lot of times it's the same guys that you see. And it's like in big games on TV, it's like, well, he was just there last night. He was there the night before. Like, and of course they're going to miss some calls and they're going to be fried a little bit.
Armen knows this. I mean, Ken Palm, you can track it. There are officials ratings based on the quality of game they get. Armen's probably got all that right now. Like,
I do have Ken Palm, but
falls asleep with them.
It's unbelievable. The Ken Palm numbers for defensive efficiency keep getting better for the Badgers. That's a good sign. So little stuff like that you like to track. The official stuff. I mean,
Does Ken Palm do numbers on when the broadcast team has matching outfits on?
They don't have that one, but that's
a saber metric they might need to work on. So you guys are locked in, right? You guys got everything coordinated for tonight, because you guys can't vary after that win.
Yeah, we're 1-0 when we look like twins, right? So as much as I could look like a guy who I'm looking up, a full foot taller than I am. So yeah, it's a big stripe out night too. So you got to get. Get coordinated.
Let's go.
It's so important for the radio guys to be coordinated with the stripe.
It is. Yes, because we'll be watching. We'll be seeing you guys down there. How does your hand feel? Was that your hand that caught the brunt of that Brad Davison dap after the game?
Yeah, he was dapping us. Yeah, he got Butchie and I was right at the handshake line, and they were a little fired up, and it's like, well, okay. So yeah, I didn't have a lot of feeling there for about 3 or 4 hours, but Brad. He's a strong dude. He's fit, and he
caught you clean, and then there looked like there was a Butchie. You even dare slap me that hard, Brad? I'm gonna slap you upside the head after this. And I could tell there was a little bit of a pullback there on the Butchie one, but I'm proud that you took that for the program.
Well, I did anything I can.
Now that Billy's planted the seed, I have to watch to see if you and McCann and Butchie have the stripe out going in the three seats.
Come on, now.
There you go.
Courtside.
We'll wear stripes. How's that? We'll just come in referee shirts.
You'll probably be better than the ones on the floor. Let's say that.
Finish your shift at Foot Locker and then go to the Kohl Center. Amazing. Matt, have a great call tonight. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
Take care. Enjoy your trips, guys. Take care.
You bet. Thanks, Matt Lepay, voice of the Badgers, going to enjoy that game tonight. It's going to be great.
Oh, so good. Big Fox tonight?
Yeah.
And then the varsity app. Now, the best thing is, I didn't admit this to Matt. I did fall asleep with Matt the other night.
Oh, yeah.
I did fall asleep with Matt on that varsity app.
It's a soothing voice.
It works out good, yeah.
So
soothing,
fun,
so dulcet. Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
all right. Time to shut this place down. Closing ceremonies next to Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Closing ceremonies for not only this show, but for the week. What a week it's been. Is this week number 4 of the Huddle?
I think that sounds right. Yeah, and I'm not going to question you on it. Yeah. Oh, that's almost a month in.
Almost a month in.
Come on, fellas.
Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. It's been fun getting our feet under us. And then now, of course, I celebrate by taking vacation for a week.
Listen, the most important thing is to leave every once in a while and
recharge.
It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a great time for it. And frankly, I think everybody's on vacation. I was down with my guys at the Potawatomi Sportsbook yesterday. Like half of them are getting out for a little bit of time, be able to rest up before they got to really rear up because March Madness tournaments coming around,
Masters,
conference tournaments, Masters. It's,
baseball.
We're gonna pick right back up here after a little bit of R&R.
If you're not going on vacation, you can avail yourself of Happy Place Hemp's products. Our boys Rob and Chris and Muskego do the Lord's work. They make the best CBD products you'll find anywhere in the state. And our little wake and bake segment today, are we gonna shine a spotlight on the French judge and ice dancing? It's got Armen all.
I was just gonna say
on my watch list, Jezebel Dubois, who is single-handedly corrupt and getting these French judge. I've determined it's full corruption getting these French. Of course, as you guys know, our Chalk and Bates, our ice dancing team, the U.S. team took silver. They should have won gold. They are I think multiple-time world champion. They should have won gold. This French judge is overscoring. Apparently, they're getting the breakdowns. The French scores and underscoring everybody else to give them a huge margin. Complete nonsense. What's going on? IOC.
That's IOC. Yeah, that's rife with corruption. So it's our wake and bake segment. Use the code HUDDLE at happyplacehemp.com. 25% off and free shipping. HUDDLE is the code.
Because it also, Drew, the free shipping comes in nice discreet packaging right to your door, wherever it is in the continental U.S. You get the 25% off, and you want to shop local for just about everything else. Everybody's dialed in on, I want to buy local, shop local. This weekend, there'll probably be a lot of people going out to some little stores, doing a little bit of antiquing probably throughout the weekend because I feel like everyone's a bunch of caged animals wanting to be able to enjoy the 40-degree weather.
No doubt.
Good weekend to be shopping local, and grab yourself some at happyplacehemp.com. I also, I might have to wake and bake one time and actually watch some of this ice dancing.
Oh, this is some wild stuff.
This is impressive stuff that I'm seeing right now.
Very talented, amazing.
I was ready to say, why on earth would I be what's difference between ice dancing and figure skating?
It's a little different.
I apologize for that ridiculousness. This is wild stuff.
It's pretty impressive.
My man is got some rhythm that, Drew, I think I could only dream of.
Oh my goodness, yeah. That is quite impressive. Absolutely.
Quite impressive. I can't dance without skates on.
All right, it's been a good week. It is on you guys. Hunter Baumgart's going to slide into the chair. Billy's going to be doing the show from Florida, from the Grapefruit League.
Bring in a crafty right-hander and Hunter Baumgart to grab us some innings.
Yeah, week after the Super Bowl. Take vacation like the rest of the industry does. Although they started this week. Like most of them took off like Wednesday.
I was going to say, this is a fire my agent week. I'm getting fired.
Definitely. All right, it's been fun. You guys make sure I have a show to come back to because I really enjoy this one. See you at 5 a.m. on Monday. It's a Huddle.
Peace.